The sweet sounds of soca filling the air as we welcome you back to the beautiful ground here, Lair's St. Michael in Barbados. This is the second part of the doubleheader, the second part of the action today, Thursday, in this regional police cricket tournament. Earlier this morning, it was a turn of BVI versus Grenada, and that one went in favor of Grenada. And now it's the turn of Antigua and Barbuda. They're taking on the home team, Barbados. Barbados coming off of 2 losses. Antigua, they're having a bit of an up and down in this tournament as well. A win for them and then a couple losses. So all to play for here as we head to the deciding factor of this tournament. Who goes to the semi-finals? That's a question that probably might get answered here today. Antigua and Barbuda, they won the toss and have opted to bowl first. Conditions are beautiful again. The wind is with us, and the crowd has come in as well. They certainly should be treated to some wonderful action in what will be the final game of today here at Lair's. My name is Joel Manning, and alongside of me once again, Donovan Lovell, to take you through this cricket match. Donovan, it's certainly shaping up to be another fantastic contest in this cricket.
Well, good afternoon to you again, Joel. Good afternoon to our viewers. And yes, indeed, with both teams needing to win here, it's expected to be a pretty keenly contested game here with the Barbados side, as you said, taking first knock in beautiful conditions for batting. Good pitch, good bunks, good even bunks. And it promises, hopefully, that will be a cracker-jacker.
It starts with some brilliant fielding down at third man. Darrell Babb and Michael Stewart opening the bowl, or rather opening the batting for Barbados. Stewart being pushed back to the top of the order, and opening the bowling for Antigua and Barbuda, it will be Siobhan Moore.
Yes, Darrell Babb, good-looking right-handed batter. Looks pretty solid in defense. A right range of stroke play, and no doubt will be looking to capitalize here in these beautiful conditions.
And that's the first wicket down. A brilliant start for Antigua and Barbuda. Babb has to go. Oh, what a way to get things going here at Lair's.
Again, commentators' curse was now giving him all the praises in the world. And that ball wide outside the off stump, no need whatsoever to play. He flirted with danger. He paid in the end, got an edge, and it flew through to the keeper, who gleefully took the catch and said thank you. And the Barbados Police Service off to the worst possible start that they could ever want, looking to win this one to qualify. And Darrell Babb simply just chasing a wide one and giving it away.
Well, certainly not the start that Barbados would have been looking for. Antigua and Barbuda, they won the toss this afternoon, inserted Barbados, and this is exactly what they were hoping for. Early wickets, pegging Barbados back, a must-win match for both sides. We're in for what should be a fantastic contest.
Indeed, a very good start for the Antigua and Barbuda side, and we see that bounce and pace that we've been seeing consistently throughout on this pitch. Indeed, that one simply pretty quick, but it was a bit wide. But indeed, a good start, as I said, for the Antigua and Barbuda side.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered if you're supporting the boys from Antigua and Barbuda. What was a regulation take for the keeper, a bit of a wave movement. And taking that edge. Roger Williams, he's at the crease now. He's coming to the side today, not just coming to the side, but also taking on the captaincy role for Barbados, and a lot of pressure probably on his shoulders here in this must-win encounter.
Well, he's an experienced campaigner, one who would have gone to senior trials, and at one stage was knocking viciously, if you want to use that word, on the door, looking to get in to represent Barbados. So he no doubt can handle the pressure.
Well, the pressure is certainly on. This is brilliant stuff by Siobhan Moore, just outside of that off stump, looking to take another edge.
And if you go back to the first delivery that Barbados faced, uh, one slip in and he got a hefty edge and it went safely to where a second slip would have been. So it tells me that he's getting just a little bit of swing from this northern end.
Well, the conditions certainly favoring the fast bowlers here. Signal the wide by the umpire, just getting it offline on that particular occasion. But overcast, the clouds are still with us. The wind has not left us all day long. As a fast bowler, you might want to run in certainly here today.
Certainly good conditions for the Pacers. Cloud cover, nice, good breeze, cool conditions. Certainly you can just charge in and bowl as fast as you can.
Looked elegant. It was uppish for a time. Won't get to the boundary. But 2 runs to Williams. That gets him going. Just for a moment, you thought that one just maybe might carry to cover. The atmosphere buzzing at Lair's. Electric, you might want to call it. A lot riding on this game. 2 sides hoping to be crowned victors in this particular one. So a good over comes to an end for Antigua and Barbuda. At the end of it, Barbados Police Service 5 for 1.
Indeed, a very good start for the Antigua and Barbados side. Pretty good over from Moore. He was up in pace. He was accurate and got the rewards for a good over, getting the early wicket of Darbab. So the Antiguans off to a pretty good start, and the Barbados, no doubt, Police Service looking to just consolidate from that early loss.
Yeah, certainly would want to come together and build a partnership. Also take advantage of the power play overs as well. Just 2 fielders outside of the circle at the moment. It looks to be a man at third man and fine leg. To pair more at the other end will be Tariq Mason. Once again, another tall, fast bowler. He's certainly got the height. Fast bowlers have probably found it a little tougher to come from that road end, given the very sharp incline as you approach the pitch. Will be interesting to see how he goes about it here. At one stage, I thought it would be called a wide by umpire Welch. It was certainly short, and Stewart had to reach at that one. 2 female umpires out there standing. Sheena Welch and Candice Lambord. Sheena Welch from Barbados, Lambord from Trinidad and Tobago. This time she exercises the arms and calls it a wide. Fast bowlers coming from that end might find it just a tad difficult to find the lines quite early, especially with the way the wind is blowing across the ground at the moment.
Yes, and some quickies, fast bowlers, like what we might refer to as a free end, where the incline might not be that steep. Some of them prefer a free end, while some prefer to bowl from the other side in terms of slighter incline. But he started so far, and he started a bit wayward here, hoping he wouldn't get carried away with the bounce or the pace in the pitch. But so far he started with some pretty indifferent bowling.
Well, slightly off, but the umpire has favored him at the moment. 2 deliveries you probably might have thought would have produced a wide. easy stop down at a fine leg. So Stewart gets off the mark. The manner in which the ball is swinging away from the right-handed batter has prompted a change in the field. The man from fine leg comes out. The man at cover goes back onto the boundary. I do think that probably is a better field given how Mason has gone thus far. He would want to line it up though. Might consider probably going cross seam, maybe, to cut down on the amount of swing at the moment. The slip is actually gone a touch wider. So almost at maybe a second or third slip at the moment. Pulled away, it won't get to the boundary. The fielding certainly will be crucial in this encounter. We've seen a couple games where teams have kind of let themselves down in the field, a couple bubbles, a couple drop chances.
Yeah, certainly you need to be spot on in terms of your fielding. This Lears facility here, the ball runs off pretty quickly, and as long as it gets past you, it is trouble trying to save it from going into the boundary.
Oh, and an unfavorable bounce on that occasion. Probably should have gone in for the catch. They're upset with him, but that is the first boundary for the Barbados Police Services.
Indeed, but that was short and wide. I really did not deserve to get a wicket. Young Stewart, who slapped that one, played it pretty well in the end. One bounce in front of the fielder down the cover boundary over his head, and it's gone for 4. It really deserved to be 4. It was really and truthfully a bad delivery.
Yeah, short and wide from him. You just have to feel for the fielder out there. Opted to go back and let it come to him, and the ball just jumping out of the turf over his head, and there was absolutely nothing that he could do about it after that. Short and wide. It was a lovely shot by Stewart, and there that bounce taking it over him.
As you can see, caught in the in-between, as they will say. Should I go for the catch, or should I save the 4 runs? In the end, he was caught in between mines. The ball, even though it bounced first, it made a favorable sort of height and went over his head. Nothing he can do to go into the boundary for 4.
Yes,
but
sir.
Mason needs to be a bit more accurate here. He's getting carried away with this bouncy surface, and so far has started obviously the way he or Steve would not want him to start.
A catch again. This time it's taken easily at that wicket. Number 2 goes down. Barbados in further trouble. 12 for 2.
Ball outside the off stump. Short going hard. The ball traveled. New ball, obviously, and it carried all the way down to third man. Catch taken, and Short is gone for 5. And a bad start for the Barbados Police Service, who's looking to get up to a good score, looking to win. 12 for 2 suggests that they need someone to come here to stay with their captain, as you see here. Outside the off stump. Went for the drive, outer edge, down to third man. Catch safely taken, and Barbados Police Service are in trouble.
Definitely in trouble. And out strides to the crease. Kadeem Aline. He probably is the man for the crisis. Who knows? We'll soon see. 2 overs have been bowled. 12 for 2. Barbados Police Service. It was interesting to note that just before that delivery, the man at third man actually took maybe 1 or 2 steps to his right also and made that catch quite easily in the end. So chances have been offered, chances have been taken, and so far opting to bowl first has looked to be the right decision for Antigua and Barbuda.
Well, young Kadeem Aline, who is indeed a talented player, will have been around the Barbados senior side. I play youth cricket for Barbados. So 2 experienced cricketers here at present. Let's see how they go.
Yeah, two young men with talent and potential at the crease, and two young men that Barbados will hope can dig them out of this hole, but not just that. Build what will be a partnership, set the platform for them, a must-win game, an all-important encounter for both sides. Looking back at Kadeem Ali, he batted at 3 in the match before this, just got 10 and fell victim to the wind. He went into the far side where the wind is the strongest and the ball held back, and he was out caught. He'll be hoping not to do the same today. Worked away nicely, but can't get it past square leg. Antigua have looked sharp. Antigua and Barbuda look like a team that are here to win this one.
Yeah, certainly. They certainly started well with the bowlers. Mason to a lesser extent, and nevertheless he picked up the wicket of Stewart. But so far in the outfield, they've looked pretty sharp and they've looked pretty good. And no doubt looking to make further inroads into the Barbados Police Service side.
I talked about the fact that Kadeem Ali perished looking for the big shot. He's usually a very positive and quote-unquote attacking batter, and I think that was the downfall of Barbados in the last match, not understanding or assessing the conditions quickly enough, because Kadeem Ali wasn't the only one that went up into what was that cow corner position against the wind. He's now batting with the wind favouring him down the leg side, and this is the direction that they have to go in the air with more often than not. Well, he goes into the air but falls safely. Scampers to and gets home. That's another facet of the game that they'll certainly have to work on, the running between the wickets.
Certainly. That one was a bit whitish. He reached for it. Got it over the fielder that covered his head. Excuse me, and they were back for 2. He will be advised here to try remain positive, as I would say, but still selective, looking to get your 1s and 2s. When the boundary ball comes on, then you take it, but he cannot afford to give his wicket away at this early stage.
That one sliding down the leg side and confirmed by umpire Laborde. She says it there, sliding down the leg side on that angle, right arm over the wicket is Siobhan Moore, but working up some good pace. He's into a good spell. Just 8 runs coming from his 1.5.
Yes, that one seemed to be heading down the leg side, but as you said, working up some steam. He looks fit, he looks strong, and certainly is bowling at a fair clip here. Young Kadeem Ali will be advised to play the ball as straight as possible. Gaps are there, pick your 1s and 2s, consolidate, and rebuild from here.
Reaches for that one, and just outside the grass with the man that cover it, trickles into the boundary. Living dangerously is Kadeem Ali. That's the end of 3, 19 for 2.
Yes, that one whitish. He just threw the ball at it. The fielder cover made a brilliant attempt, could not reel it in, and it raced away across this quick outfield, as you see here. Whitish, reach for it. Good effort in the field. And he got 4 runs for it this time. But I don't mind him being positive, as I said, but your shot selection is important. You're there with your captain. You're looking to get up to a good score. You're not going to take any chances. Just make sure that along with your boundaries, you get your 1s and 2s. Keep the score ticking over. You cannot afford to let any other batsman in at this stage. And I'm quite sure if he can do that, they can get up to a good score.
Had the man at cover reel that one in and managed to come up with that catch. I guarantee you they've been running around the field until the end, because that would have been spectacular, heroic, almost something of a Spider-Man or a Superman effort on that particular occasion had he caught that one. It's Mason to continue. He's into his 2nd. I've been thoroughly impressed with the fast bowling on display so far in the Regional Police Cricket Tournament. As soon as I say that, he says, look at this, a wide down the leg side. But by and large, they've certainly looked the part, and they enjoyed the conditions on offer for them. I talked about the fact a little earlier that Weymouth favoured quite a few of them, especially with the bunks on offer. Here at Lairs as well, they've certainly been running in and bending their backs and taking advantage of the surface and the conditions. It's been beautiful today. The wind has been with us. And the crowds as well, they're growing here. Wrapped on the pad. What a shake of the head from umpire Welch.
I think height might be the factor here. That one look a bit high, but seemed to be beaten for pace on that occasion. So Mason has started his second over, and he started a lot better than he did his first.
Yeah, height certainly come into question, especially with the bunks that we've seen, putting a little doubt into the mind of the umpire. Aline also a tall batter, rather Williams on that occasion. Both of the men at the crease quite tall, and I do believe that ball struck way above the knee roll as well. So always going to be doubt in the umpire's mind. 21 for 2, we're into over number 4. It's 2:40 p.m. now in Barbados in the Eastern Caribbean. Worked away nicely into the leg side. But just 2 runs for them. It's around that time that some would have taken a lunch break and come to take a little peep at the cricket. We also expect that as we get closer to the end of the workday, a few more will join us as we get closer to the business end of this game, this all-important clash, this semi-final decider almost. Oh, this is nice, this is lovely, and this is 4 runs.
Indeed, a lovely shot, ball on the pads, clipped it beautifully, one of the hardest shots to play really, and it just sped away across his cricket field. A good looking shot by young Kadeem Allen. I tell you, he's indeed a talent as long as he ticks all of his boxes, because it's not only about batting and bowling, but he's certainly a one for the future.
He certainly is the key, I think, on that particular occasion was the balance in playing his shot and allowing the ball to come to him, and more so about the timing in comparison to the power. Follows it up with 1 just outside of the off stump. That brings us to the end of 4, 27 for 2.
I think this partnership here is going to be the one that's going to be very, very, very vital between Captain Williams and young Kadeem Ali.
Yeah, certainly this partnership will have to bat them probably to the end of this power play, probably even deeper than that, probably to around maybe 10 or 12, allowing them to set up that platform. Currently 27 for 2, another 6 overs on from here. You tell yourself add another 40, 50 even in terms of positive batting if they can turn around the strike. They get probably to maybe about say 60, 70 or so, and then have a bit of a go in terms of ensuring that you have that platform without too many wickets being down. We've had to see quite a few rebuilding efforts for the Barbados side throughout this tournament. 18 for 1 and 20 for 2 in the previous encounter. Whipped away nicely again, and it looks to be running away, and it wins the battle. Another boundary for Barbados.
Good looking shot by Roger Williams, as I said before, one who was knocking on the door to represent his country. Very steady player, one who bats really, really well. All the shots in the book as well, but along with that, a little bit of patience. His shot selection is always pretty good. And along with young Kadeem Ali, as I said before, this could be the partnership that can make it, break it or win it for them.
Bit of trouble there with the running. And had it gone to the bowler's end and produced a run out, it would not have been the first run out that we've seen for Barbados. At times, they've just got the calling wrong. No damage on that occasion. I guess that'll be to the delight of those who've come out in support of Barbados here today. This time, the calling is correct and they come through for a single. I'm looking to my right and I can see the flag of Antigua and Barbuda. Always features whenever they're playing. More into his third. Not bowled too many bad balls in this spell. Fantastic, and all the way from Kadeem Aline.
Good shot again. That one, a pitch on middle of the leg. He just clipped that one over mid-wicket effortlessly, and it's gone all the way for 6. And this is a type of player that I can be, as you see here, and he clipped that one, middle leg pitch, and it's gone all the way for 6. A good-looking shot by Kadeem Aline, and he's mortared on to 18.
Yeah, timing was everything there, and a bit of wrist work as well. As long as you get it aerial, coming towards us here at the pavilion, it certainly is a good chance of that ball carrying all the way. The wind has gotten stronger and stronger as the day has progressed, and this certainly has to be the end at which they're looking to target, especially if they're going in the air. Getting the radar wrong there. Siobhan Moore, he's been generally good, you would have to say, but the last 2 deliveries are probably not what he would have wanted to bowl. Found back his radar now. They're searching around the front pad of Roger Williams. Capable and up to the task as well. Good cricket all around, you would have to say.
Certainly very well bowled, but for defense, solid as a rock, as you would say. Roger Williams played that one in the onside and got an easy single in the end.
This partnership growing for Barbados has now gone up to 29. Fantastic cricket to end out 5 at the end of it, 42 for 2.
Yes, good running. Played that ball in the offside, Kadeem Aline, and they just looked up at each other and just came through quite easily for that single. So indeed, a recovery of sorts here by the Barbados Police Service side, looking to rebuild, and so far these 2 are doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, they certainly are. As I mentioned, that partnership was 29. That single took it up to 30. They came together and the score was just 12. A change of bowling from the road end is going to be Malik Marcelin. Still pace on the ball here. Looking at the conditions, you can probably understand why. A bit of a false start there, having to take on that steep incline that we mentioned. The final over of the power play. Barbados probably might want to maximize on just the two fielders being out at the moment. Flirting with danger, Kadeem Aline, but some good pace on offer once again.
Certainly. Joel, quickly I'll give you the point standings. So far, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they're on 16 points. The Grenada and police side, they are on 12. Barbados, they are on 8, along with Trinidad and Tobago. Antigua and Barbuda on 4. Cayman Islands and the British Virgin Islands are yet to win a game.
Wow. Wow. That is all you can say. That was a snort or a scorch or a gem of a delivery. Unsure of how it beat everything, but it made its way into the boundary. You have to feel for Marcelin there on that particular occasion. He did everything that was expected of him, but somehow it sneaked past that stump and into the boundary.
Yes, indeed, that was a quick delivery. Once it passed the keeper, it was heading quickly into the boundary. Indeed, working up some pace here is Marcelin. Again, pitch, offering good pace, good bounce. And the Seamers really having a grand time here so far in this tournament, both at Lears and the Weymouth ground.
That prompts a change in the field. The man at short fine leg drops back onto the boundary. The cover comes in. Wow. Wow, 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 Kadeem Aline.
Struck beautifully just over cover. Just leaning into that one, and it was hit pretty hard. Good looking shot again by young Kadeem Aline. And if you see here, beautiful shot all the way for 4.
Backs it up, and my goodness gracious me, that is 4 more.
Ball outside the off stamp, back and punching it past point. Down to the boundary again for 4. The score moves up to 54 for 2. And indeed, young Kadeem Aline looking really well here today. And once he is settled, I'm telling you, you can expect fireworks as the inning goes on. And I'm sure that the captain is going to give him full support from the other end. And this could be a pretty good partnership. And it's certainly shaping up that way.
And no rotation of the strike. Good stuff, you would have to say, from Barbados at the moment.
Certainly, certainly. And not only the big shots, but running between the wickets have been pretty good as well. Kadeem Aline into his wicket, turning that one in the leg side, and easily coming through for a single.
I mentioned the fact that this is the final power play over, and they might want to take
That's
advantage.
a shot over cover that you've seen. A beautiful shot.
So the end of the power play, it's yielded 56 runs for the loss of 2 wickets.
Yes, a recovery by the Barbados Police Service after losing 2 early wickets that of Darrell Babb and Michael Stewart. They've looked pretty well, it's consolidated pretty well. Experienced Roger Williams, who's the captain today, along with Kadeem Aline, looking to do a repair job, and so far are doing a pretty good one in terms of batting together, understanding each other well, running between the wickets, and no doubt looking to bat deep into this 20 overs.
Yeah, definitely a better power play for Barbados today. Yesterday, they could only get up to 34 for 2 versus Grenada. Today, 56 for 2. So things looking better for Barbados. The signs are there for them. And there's a question of now, can they carry on? 14 overs remaining in this contest. And the first signs of spin. It's going to be Arundel Boston into the attack now for the pavilion end. Some grey clouds building up once again to the left of us. We do hope they just pass on by.
Not only the clouds are building, but the spectators as well. As we look to our left, they're trickling in, and they have now settled at every vantage point and every possible place that they can get any kind of shade at all to witness this encounter here at Layers playing field.
Brilliant running by this pair. We talked about the fact that amongst the boundaries, they'll also have to run well to ensure the scoreboard keeps ticking over. A good example of that there from Williams and Allen. I do believe it'll be an interesting task here for Boston. Bowling his off breaks. He's going to have to ensure that he's pushing towards the off stump quite often. Because if not, he might find that the wind will assist the swinging arc of the right-handed batters here. So he will have to ensure he's on the money, pushing outside of the off stump more often than not. That one smashed, but can't get past short mid-wicket.
He's bowling pretty flat. If you can just flight a bit just outside the off stump, using that breeze to bring the ball back in, you just might be in business.
Oh, pushing that one too wide. I don't think Boston might want to flight anytime soon to this pair. Probably looking more so at the restricting aspect of things versus the wickets. Well, this one has gone into the air. It should be an easy chance. And a chance accepted by Boston. So he picks up the wicket, and it's celebrations for him and celebrations for Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes, that one was short. And Williams into his wicket, looking to pull that one, I would imagine, over the mid-wicket area. Just succeeded in the top edge in that one. And an easy catch taken by Boston. And that partnership that was looking pretty promising has now ended 59 on the board and losing, as we see here. Short, looking to pull that one. It was a bit outside the off stump, top edge, and an easy catch in the end. 59 for 3 as the captain, Roger Williams, has to depart.
Well, Williams, he goes for 13. It's now 59 for 3. And that ball probably just getting a little big on Williams as well, in terms of when he went back to pull it. Boston has been brought in, and he's brought success with him. Straight into the crease now is Mario Albert. He's had a relatively good time with the bat in this tournament. Got some runs versus Grenada down at Weymouth. And he goes with a hearty swing that produces a wonderful result for him. He's not wasting any time. He gets off the mark instantly.
Yes, that one, he swung down the leg side, got enough bat onto it, and it just sped across his outfield for 4. First ball he faced, but his intentions are clear.
Yeah, certainly he will be going to that leg side. He goes again, and the result is even better. It's 6.
This one's short, answered for the treatment, stood up, said hit me, and Mario Albert did just that all the way for 6. He had a really good knock only recently. It was against, as we see here, short. Just asked for the treatment. Exactly what it got. He is in some nick after scoring 77 his last innings. So he's in pretty good form. 69 for 3. As we see a change in bowling from the southern end.
It's going to be a double change here. And double spin for Antigua and Barbuda. 7 overs have been bowled. The score is 69 for 3 here at Lair's. In the other game, Cayman Islands, they won the toss and chose to bat. 59 for 7. They are in 13 overs, so things not going well for the Cayman Islands versus Trinidad and Tobago. It's going to be James Cornelius. He's into the attack now from the road end. The ball has finally made its way back to us. It took a visit to one of the houses just next to us. Probably had a sip of water. So James Cornelius coming over the wicket. The wind favors him. I think this here is the period that Barbados have to work on. They've gotten past the power play. They're in a scenario where 3 wickets are down, yes, but the runs are on the board, and I guess they can continue to be positive, especially look for those runs. It was at this stage in the last game that we also saw several of the wickets fall. He's looking to that leg side. Brilliant fielding continues for Antigua and Barbados, but on the mark, and that was so close. Had it hit, he was probably in trouble and probably would have had to come and sit beside us.
That's excellent work in the outfield. The Antigua and Barbudan side certainly looking the part.
Gets out the dancing shoes and turns it nicely into the leg side. Fielding once again on display. In must-win games like these, it's those small factors that really come down and decide it in the end. The ability to save 1 here, save 2 there. It's always in games like these that you talk about these small margins, and you look back at it and say, well, I was able to save maybe 8 in the field. That's 8 less. But I have to get a little less pressure on me in chasing. Good work again, a good quiet over. Cornelius, just 5 from it, 74 for 3.
Just knocking the ball in the outfield, taking the singles that are there for them to take, not taking any chances at this stage. 2 of them who are very good attacking players, who obviously can make it in the back end. So again, it comes down to shot selection. Take what is given and making sure that you don't gift your wicket away. Keep batting, keep the pressure on the bowling side, and you can have that launch pad after in the dying overs.
Once again, just pushing that ball across him is Boston, and that's certainly where he would want to be. It's going to be a challenging task for him with Kadeem Aline. And you have to think maybe that something might give this over, whether or not it's a couple boundaries or maybe another wicket.
But I'm surprised that they're bowling him from the northern end.
Something does give, and it gives a maximum.
That's a massive shot that's gone all the way for 6. Over long off, a good looking shot. And Kadeem Aline has really hit that one well. And it's gone for the maximum. I was saying, Joel, with a bowler like him who's basically just tossed in, I'd be inclined to bring him from the southern end, let the batsman hit against the wind. And I'll tell you, if you can hit me through this high breeze, this high wind that's blowing, and you can get 6, there's a good shot. But if he's coming from this end, which is the northern end, where the ball runs away quickly, and the wind would push the ball over the boundary, I'm really surprised that he's bowling from this end.
Yeah, he's certainly going to have to be a lot flatter if you're going to bowl from this end. As I mentioned, in terms of the swinging arc of the batters, it comes down toward his leg side. It has the wind behind it as well, opting to now go over the wicket. And this actually might play into the hands of Kadeem Aline here if he gets it wrong. We'll see. Boston gone for 19 now from his 1.2. Men back on the leg side. Aline targets them right away. This is the expected fashion, I guess, in terms of how you do believe that Aline will play the off spinner from this end.
Yeah, he basically just, there's no revs on the ball. He's simply just tossing the ball and just putting it there. There's really no spin, so it really should not be a problem for Kadeem Aline. Once he gets close to it, he can tug it into the leg side.
Overcompensating a bit too much on that occasion. But you understand what he's attempting to do. Bowl it a lot flatter and outside of that off stump. Present a difficult task for the two at the crease. And that's probably more so along the lines of where he might want to be, because Ali cannot get under it from there. 2 deliveries to close out this over. The entertainment continues from the bat of Kadeem Aline.
Again, the ball just floated. Easy for Kadeem Aline, just coming onto the front foot and lifting that one over long off. Again, it's too easy here. Nothing on the ball at all. He's just lobbing it with a good pitch. And as we see here, just lobbing it in the air. Easy shot for Kadeem Aline. That's gone all the way for 6.
A chance, but that instead is 50 for Kadeem Aline.
Again, through the line of that one. Easy ball again to hit. He hit that one and he hit that one pretty hard. And he's off to 50. Very impressive knock by this young man who's doing it here and doing it in fine style.
Doing it in fine style indeed. Missing his length too often, Orendell Boston. And he pays the ultimate price. A bit of a mishit almost from Kadeem Aline. But once again, we talk about that wind factor and the fact that as long as you get the height on it, the wind carries it the rest of the way. Well, the wind is carrying the ball and Kadeem is carrying Barbados at the moment. 9 overs gone, 95 for 3. It's going to be Cornelius to bowl now. He went for just 5 in his first over. He'll be hoping that he can probably go for that or less this time around. Slows it up, and the first signs of turn out of this surface. Good skills being shown by Cornelius, just keeping the batters thinking at the moment. Good variations by him. Once again, keeping the batters thinking. Applying a little bit of pressure, Cornelius, at the moment. Will something give? It's been a brilliant over so far from him. Just the 2 byes from it, 4 deliveries bowled in it. This is good stuff by Kadeem Aline, just releasing that pressure, asking Albert to come down. Let's have a conversation. At times it's okay if a bowler bowls a maiden here and there. 2 deliveries left until we get to the midway point of this innings. Lovely. Straight out of the top drawer, you would have to say.
Indeed, a magnificent drive. Got close to the ball, head over the ball, head still, as the coaches will suggest, and he drove that one beautifully between cover and extra cover. And it raced away across his fast outfield into the boundary for 4. So indeed, a very good shot by, as you can see here, by Mario Albert. Getting to the pitch of the ball was the important thing, and drove magnificently for 4.
It was also a no ball, so it means that this delivery is a free hit. And it also brings up the 100 for Barbados as well, 102 for 3. They are now. So still 2 deliveries left in this over, and a chance for Mario Albert to have a swing. He's currently 16 from 10 balls. And he pays the ultimate price.
So that free hit being taken advantage of by Mario Albert, swung over mid-wicket for 6, and he has motored on to 22, and no doubt looking to bat deep and deep into this innings, looking to continue his good form, his rich vein of form in this tournament so far.
And he's bowled him. So delight again for Antigua. A delight for James Cornelius.
That one seemed short. He was back looking to cut. Seems as though it came off the inside edge of the bat on to the stumps. And Mario Albert's breezy enough has come to an end, dragging that one on for 22. And Barbados Police Service losing another wicket, as you see here. Back looking to cut a ball too close to cut. I maintain the fact anytime you have to go so far to the leg side trying to cut the ball, it means it's too close for you to cut. It's not the right shot to play. And nevertheless, dragging that one on out for 22. And Cornelius, cock-a-hoops as they will say, happy to see the back of Mario Albert.
Yes, certainly the partnership that Antigua and Barbuda would have wanted to break. They started to look good. They started to run well. They started to pick up the boundaries, and things were just shifting in terms of the momentum towards the Barbados side. You would have to say at the halfway stage it is almost even Stevens, given the types of totals that we've seen at this venue. 10 overs gone, 108 for 4. As I now make way for Andrew Mason to join you.
Thanks, Joel.
So the run rate is good. The problem is that they've lost 4 important wickets. And it's going to be interesting to see how they maneuver the remaining 10 overs. They've got Babb in. Of course, Larry Babb, with the experience of playing for Barbados. Darius Sargent has been pushed back. He's the type to come and push it around. Stefan Goodin can bat. And I would think that despite the rate being 10.80, that wicket of Albert is an important one. It was a bit of a nothing shot, really, to one that he was playing against the spin inside edge into his stumps. And it's 108 for a loss of 4. And the action continues with Marcelin, who's going to come back into the attack now, which I think is a good move, because I think what Antigua should be looking for here is to try to get wickets.
Certainly. We've already got the cream in the crop, so to speak. If you can get young Kadeem Ali now and find yourself further into this batting lineup, you can very well chase a modest score here. That's looking to win this one.
So Marcelin is back. Marcelin is going to come back into the attack now. It's 108 for 4. And this is the time when, as I said, they're going to be looking for wickets. The pitch is a good one for fast bowling. I think Barbados did the right thing to bring the extra pacer in. Lovely pitch. I'm really enjoying watching cricket here with a pitch that has certainly got some life in it. Here we go. We start over number 11. It's also going to be interesting to see how Aline performs now. The fact that he's lost Albert.
Yeah, no ball, Andrew.
No ball, first ball. Well, they can't do that. They can't start with that. So it's a free hit already. So will Aline continue to attack? Will he be calculated? Looking to push the ball around? We shall see. But he's got an opportunity to maximize on the free hit. We shall see. See, Ralph Thorne. It used to be QC. It's now Casey. It's now Ralph. Hello, Ralph. And he's in the company of a policeman. Former driver of Frondell's Jerome Stewart. I remember that quite well. Mr. Bradshaw. I remember that, Mr. Bradshaw. Now lives in St. Philip. And Mr. Former Prime Minister Stewart lives in St. Philip as well. So I suppose there's a connection. Good to see you, Ralph. So, Member of Parliament has joined us, Ralph Thorne, one of the top lawyers in the country. Here we go. So it's 109 for 4. Free hit. And that's hit powerfully. Oh, what a shot by a very talented cricketer, Kadeem Ali. There's no doubt about his talent. And he hit that with tremendous power over long off. That's gone miles. That's gone for 6. Well played.
Indeed, a magnificent shot. That one pitched up, came on the front foot, one flowing motion through it, and struck that beautifully as we see here.
Yeah, free in the arms. Ball pitched just outside the off stump and hit it with a lot of freedom. Well, it's a free hit.
Going all the way for 6. I tell you, Andrew, he is indeed a talent. And as I keep saying, as long as he ticks all the boxes, he'll be good. He'll be one for the future. Yeah. And when I say tick all the boxes, it's not only batting and bowling, fielding as well,
right.
And all aspects of the game. Once he can tick the boxes, he'll be good to go.
Yeah, there's no doubt about his talent. No doubt at all about his talent. He's also a pretty good medium-fast bowler as well. I saw him a couple of years ago play at Empire and bowl pretty sharp. And he's a good cricketer. There's no doubt about that. Comes from the Silver Sands area. Don't think that's quite in Ralph Thorne's constituency. You're not a Silver Sands man. In fact, that would be, whose constituency would that be? Just trying to work out that.
That's the Honorable Abrams, I think.
Yeah, Wilfred Abrams. So yeah. Sure that Mr. Abrams knows him. Although I see this football team, Abrams' team is struggling, struggling badly. 115 for 4, but that was a crunching shot from a talented player. Here we go. Lovely weather at Lears. More runs. So Bab is going to get the strike now, a man who's had the experience of playing for Barbados. What will he do here? Will he go for broke? Will he be looking to attack? Will he be calculated? We shall see. The rate is good. There's no doubt about that. In fact, they're scoring at over 11, but they've lost 4 wickets. And it's going to be interesting. I think the next 5 overs can give you some indication as to what could possibly happen. Shot in the dark, does she get 2? It may even go for 4, it does. But it's not a big ground. Inside edge, went down the little slope. Keep it, the man at my wicket didn't stop it. And wide long on could not get across in time. So it's been an expensive over so far.
As you see here.
Yeah, in fact, it came off the inside. He played across it. Now you've gotten 11 in the over. What do you do here? Do you just watch it? Certainly would want to get out with a naughty shot. Marcelin is all over the place.
Maybe a bit rattled, Andrew.
Yeah, yeah. Larry Babb has picked up a boundary, but they must be cognizant of the fact that they've lost 4 wickets already. Now that's good, intelligent cricket, working the ball into the onside. So you've got 12 so far from the over, so there's no need to flirt with danger. The rate is good. Because if Aline gets out now, the fact that you are good with the rate, but you would have lost half your wicket. So I think the next 3-4 overs will be very important for both sides. Here we go. Very well played. Good, intelligent cricket. A little push in the offside for the single. Just one to come now in the over. An over that has produced, what, 13 runs, is it? Just double checking. How many runs from the over so far? 14 from the over. Last ball of over number 11. Here we go again. Well, the bowler was appealing, but not with any conviction. So 14 from the over. At the end of over number 11, Barbados won 22 for a loss of 4 in a must-win victory for them. They've only had won one game. Antigua and Barbados have won a game as well. So I'm sure they recognize the importance of this battle. 122 for 4.
Yes, indeed. They need the spare to bat as close to the 20, if not the 20 overs. And as long as the spare is there at the end, I can tell you they can get up to roughly 160, 170 from here, or just a little more. But it's important. This partnership here is very important.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though you have the likes of Seal, who can strike the ball pretty good, and Hayward as well. But this is a partnership.
Yeah, I agree. I certainly agree with you on that. So there's Ali reaching for it. It's given lots of air by Cornelius. He's bowled him. Wow. Wow. Naughty shot. Naughty shot. And as I said to you, yes, you're scoring well, but you lost Aline to a shot that really was a nothing shot. Down the pitch, when he got there, what did he do? Nothing. And it really puts Antigua and Barbuda in a very good position. A lot of overs still left, but Barbados have lost 5 wickets. Yeah. Here we go, down the pitch. When he got there, played across it, and is bowled. And perhaps that could have been as a result to the first ball not getting a run. So sometimes, you know, batsmen are not as patient as they should be. He reached for the first ball and drove to cover, didn't get a run, and felt that he had to manufacture something off the next ball, and instead he's bowled.
And this is a mistake that a lot of batsmen keep making, Andrew. 1 ball is gone, 2, no run, so you automatically assume that you have to get something. I mean, and it's amazing because it's a type of batsman who can make up in the back end.
Exactly.
So there's no need to panic. And there's no reason to advance down the track when you have stayed your ground before and hit the ball miles.
Yep.
So sometimes it's a little confusing. But
I certainly agree with you. There's no doubt about that. And sometimes in T20 cricket, I don't think that batsmen realize that they've got balls, really, left. You know, sometimes they play as if there's just one left. But at the moment, the game is interestingly positioned. The rate is good, but wickets are falling. Here we go. So Sargent comes out to fill the breach. That's what happens when you get a wicket. Batsmen become cautious. So this is the time when Antigua would want to pick up another wicket and also try to just bring that rate down. These are the interesting moments of the game. Now, as a result of the last wicket, under normal circumstances, he might have been looking to go down the pitch to go for the drive, but he just decides to just block it in the offside. But Marcel has picked up 2 very important wickets. The 2 big batsmen in the side. That's very well played by Dario. It should have the legs to get there, or will it be stopped? Just in front of the boundary, And they should come back for what should be the third. These are important runs. Good stop by the fielder. And in T20 cricket, when you win by 1 or 2, that could be interesting. But he made a very good effort to stop it. They got 3. But it's been a good over for Antigua and Barbuda here. They've gotten this big fish. They've gotten the snapper. They've gotten Kadeem Aline, who looks so good. Last ball of the over. Lots of turn, lots of bounce. And I think Bab recognizing the importance of occupation of the crease test prodded the way in the onside. The end of a very good over, an over in which he got the important wicket of Kadeem Aline. 12 gone, Barbados won 25 for 5. So earlier you were talking about 170. Of course, that was when Aline was there. What's your thinking now, sir?
Overs remaining 8. Larry Bob still there.
Yeah?
But he likes Hayward and Seal to come.
Yeah?
Still possible.
Still possible. Okay, here we go. Well, he played across it. Might be sliding down the leg side. But you got to be careful playing wrong the ball. The umpire Laborde from Chaguanas in central Trinidad had a look. You've got 2 female umpires. And that's not the kind of language that we want in the stream. Now this is very good bowling, right in the block hole, bang on target. He's got a slingy action, and already he's spot on in terms of length, and right in the block hole.
Not only that, Andrew, the field now is a little tighter for the new batter, keeping him on strike, creating pressure. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. I mean, because you've gotten the wicket, so the good captaincy to bring the extra cover in to stop the single. So that's what happens when you lose wickets. You become tentative. Our friend Sweeney, who's from Antigua, just next to MP Ralph Thorne, is having some water. You must be quite happy with what's happening, aren't you? Yes, very happy indeed. Well, Sargent can't get the ball away. Sweeney, of course, is from Antigua. What part of Antigua are you from again? She's from All Saints. Is Kenny Benjamin from All Saints as well? No, he's from Liberta. Any cricketers, famous cricketers from All Saints? That would have played for Antigua or the West Indies? No? Pulled away. Good stop. And the thing about it is that, look what happened. They took the first run rather slowly. Now I remember the pair at St. Catherine's of Terry Watson and Thelston Payne might have been looking for a third. You know, it's not the best outfield. You hit the ball into the onside. There's a fumble. And it's a stroll in the park. You got to run the first one quickly and try to come back for the second. That was naughty. Bowled him. Barbados in further trouble. Big trouble. And again, the length is good, right in the block hole. And this represents big trouble for Barbados here. They're the hosts. And they've got to do something special here. Antigua are large and in charge in the sunshine of Lears. What a delivery. What a performance. And Barbados are beginning to lose wickets like ripe mangoes. Let's have a look at that. A ball that was coming right back into the batsman, bowled in swinger. And this represents a very good position for Antigua and Barbuda. Listen to this. Barbados in strife, they won 26 for 6.
And a good delivery, Andrew. Not only a one with pace, but it knit back through the gate of Larry Bob. can see here,
Yep.
nip back, good delivery, as I said, with pace. And the Antigua and Barbados side are certainly looking good here, are certainly in charge.
Yeah, they are in charge, and I think they've worked out the pitch well. It's a pitch that is good for pacers, and you saw the teams that played St. Vincent and Grenada. They had their fast bowlers on long, and it's the kind of pitch that you can try and work up some pace as well. Now, Marcel has got a sling in action, and the ball right up in the block hole and got the wicket. But this puts Barbados in serious trouble here. Now what will Darius Sargent do? They need to try to get to at least 160 if they can. The rate is good, but they're losing wickets. Here we go. We start over number 13, or is it over number 14? Over number 14. But the bowler didn't seem too convinced about it. The keeper didn't go up. It was the field at mid-wicket who was appealing, like the Red Cross Society. And what they've also done too is that, given the state of the match, they've got two fielders on the offside saving one, which is important. Good flight from the bowler. There we go. Well played. Lovely shot. Important runs for Barbados. Swept away. Down to backward square. That's gone for 4. The line wasn't right. He's got to try and attack it off stump. It was just in the middle stump with the ball drifting down the leg side. As the old-time commentators would say, he played with the tide and got it down to backward square for 4. Barbados got to 130.
Quite capable of being aggressive, Dario Sargent. So it could be pretty interesting here as his overs remain.
Well, he's gotten the boundary now, so therefore, you know, I'm not surprised by the way he played. But this has been pretty good bowling by Cornelius. He's come into the he's picked up 2 very important wickets. And he's just about to finish. He's got 2 left. This has been a good spell. Bowling quite well, actually. His off breaks. Good bowling again. Now that one started at the line of the off stump. He's not going to go on his leg stump anymore. But Sargent has gotten the boundary. Let's see what he does with this last ball from Cornelius. He's bowled well. Last ball of his spell. So that goes up towards the long on area for single. So they got 5 from the over. And situation now where we've now completed over number 14. Barbados are struggling. They won 31 for 6.
Indeed, a good spell, Andrew. It was good. His variations were good. A lot of flight was on offer, as though he was saying, I'm going to flight the ball, hit me if you can. But obviously being in a position of 131 for 6, Dario Sargent not looking to take any chances, just hitting the ball in the gaps and taking the singles.
Yeah, well, Cornelius 4 overs, Barbados 2 for 24 was good. So there's 6 overs left now. Obviously the rate has gone down because they've lost wicket, but it's still good. I would think that Antigua and Barbados will be looking to get more wickets, of course. Barbados should try to look to maybe get another 30 or 40 and try to get to 160, 170 and work with that. Makes no sense, you know, flirting with danger in my view. So no doubt Marcel will continue. Got the important wicket of Larry Babb when he bowled him. So here we go. This sling in action. Well, not out, says the umpire, so there was, well, no signal. There was some bat into that. But what Marcel did his ball well. He's pitched the ball up.
Certainly.
Looking to yoke the batsman. He certainly bowled very well in this second spell. And an inside edge there, which might have saved him. Had a big appeal. They got to run. How good can Seal bat?
He's a good striker of the ball.
Let's see what he does here. Wrapped in the pad again. Now this is a deliberate ploy. A deliberate ploy by the bowler to pitch the ball right up. This has been a very good spell by Marcelin. Bowling with a lot of common sense too, pitching the ball right up in the block hole. And Seal played across it. Might have been going down the leg side, but they've got to be careful here because someone could get bowled doing the right thing, pitching the ball up. And he's not slow, he's not the quickest, but enough to trouble you. Very well played indeed, too short. And I was giving him credit for pitching the ball up, and now he's bowled a rank long hop and played away down to backward square. That's gone for 4. So he's off the radar there, and he's been punished. And that was a bad delivery. Too short.
Well played as well.
Very well played as well. Of course, Dario Sargent at one stage, many people thought might have gone further. Very capable player. It's got to bat, I would think, to the very end here. As I said, the rate is good. It's just under 10. Work it around. Try to get to 170. Now that's what you got to do. Pitch the ball on top of that off stump. But with the boundary conceded, Sargent can just push the ball in the offside and get the single.
And this is something that I would have discussed before, Andrew. Even at the highest level, good ball, a single off of it.
Right.
Bad ball, maximize.
Yep.
Bungaree.
I agree.
Good intelligent batting here by Dario Sargent.
Now seeing the arrival of Mr. Pedro Graves, director of the Barbados Cricket Association. Good to see the BCA involved. I haven't seen Conde Riley as yet. Have you seen him?
Not yet. I suspect he should be here sometime before the tournament is finished.
I would think so. We haven't seen Conde Riley, but we've got a member of parliament here, Mr. Ralph Thorne, KC. And of course, the commissioner was at Weymouth on Monday. Here we go. Bowled him. Now that doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Oh my golly. And Marcelin with a single action gets another wicket. I mean, you're in trouble. I mean, he's a victim of his own indiscretion. I mean, clearly. I mean, that's not smart at all. So further trouble for Barbados. The rate is good, but they're losing wickets like ripe mangoes. Oh my golly. Look at that again. Marcelin, big and strong policeman. And plays right across the line. That's very naughty Seal. And I think when you see that in primetime sports tonight, you won't be happy at all. Didn't make sense, did it?
Quick, bowling really well. That one was in the block even before. You could, as you see here, raise the bat. The ball had done, was already past him. And an easy wicket. Gifted, really. But under the circumstances, if there's any consolation, Andrew, looking to get some runs on the board was young Darian Seal.
Yeah, it was a poor shot. And of course, they've got more to come in. And there's also Tariq Mason as well, who bowled pretty well. So they can go to their fast bowlers say to look to bowl Barbados out. 136 for 7. Big trouble for Barbados here. Good in the new batsman. First ball is stroked quite nicely into the offside for 1. Pitched up. So Marston completes his spell of bowling. This has been very important. He's picked up, of course, the very important wicket of Bab when he bowled him. And he also got rid of Seal. So 4 overs, no better than 2 for 32. Some 15 overs gone. The rate is 9.27, but Barbados find themselves in trouble. They won 39 for 7. Of course, the winner of this game will go through. The Antiguans, they've picked up a victory. will be very happy with what has happened so far today. I think that Barbados have been, in my opinion, caught by the standard of cricket that has been produced by St. Vincent and the Grenadines, produced by Grenada, and Antigua and Barbuda, giving them a run for their money as well. Now, we're going to have Bernard coming into the attack. Rather interesting decision by the captain. I would certainly go back to my fast bowlers here, but he's elected to go with a spinner. So we'll see what happens. 139 for 7. We start over number 16. Here we go. It's LaShawn Bernard. Quick signal in the offside. Field at the cover area, fumbled. Stephen Gooden can give the ball a whack. But it's about just trying to work the ball around, try to get 20 or 30 more runs, and try to get to maybe 160, 170. It's no need to flirt with danger here. That's going to be called a wide. I think Sargent will feel that he missed out there. It was down the leg side, just a bit of bat into that. Could go fine, but he missed out. A wide call by umpire Sheena Welch. The two females doing duties. Umpire Laborde from Shoguanas in central Trinidad. So the women are in control. Well, he was caught in two minds there. It might have been slightly undone by the bunks generated there. And he popped it along when the offside. There was a shot to catch it. We get a single. He elected to go on the back foot to that. And that ball followed him and choked him. Wow. Can you explain that?
Short ball, outside the off stump. Gooden making no contact. Through to the keeper.
Well played.
Certainly getting a lot of bunks, Andrew.
A lot of bunks. It's a good pitch for bowlers. It's a very good pitch for bowlers. There's no doubt about that. Well, the bowler was appealing. Let's look at the umpire here. Was there any bat into that? Let's see. Yeah, there was bat. It was he's dropped him. No signal from the umpire. The bowler was going up, and the keeper put it down. Can that be costly? Well, well, well. On the back foot again, bunks generated. Looking to cut a ball that was too close to the off stump, and the keeper floored it. Well, well, well. It could have been 143 for 8. Instead, it's 144 for 7. They got a single.
Sargent survives to fight on. Good crowd build up so far, Andrew, to watch this second game. As I look to my left, every possible shade being utilized. Also to my right, good crowd and being treated to some pretty entertaining cricket so far.
Yep. So we start over number 17 now. It's 144 for 7. And Barbados will want here to bat the 20 overs out. If they do, they could get to 160. On the other hand, Antigua and Barbuda looking to bowl them out. Here we go. Now that's a poor delivery to start. You can't do that, Gerard. And that's gone away. I actually think that Antigua and Barbuda missing a trick here. They had more at the top and Mason will bowl well. I don't know if it's necessary to go with it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th bowler. And that's where you can get away. I mean, go back to your main bowlers and try to bowl Barbados out instead. I mean, Jared could come and get wickets, but it's a rather strange decision in my view to go with him at this stage. I would have thought they would have gone back to Moore or even to Mason, who bowl well. But instead, they've gone with Malik Gerald, and his first ball is a wide one down the leg side. So Barbados on the cusp of making 150. This could be very important over here. Oh, what a shot! What a lovely shot. Beautifully played through cover. The shot of the innings so far, pitched up, launching into the wonderful drive. That's going for 4.
Magnificent shot. And the coaches will be proud of that one. He got to the pitch, head over the ball, and drove that one beautifully between cover and extra cover. And to me, that's not the shot of the day, Andrew. That's the shot of the tournament. Magnificent. Look at the balance.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at the head still.
That would make prime time
magnificent
sports.
shot. To me, that's the shot of the tournament.
You think it's a shot of the
It
tournament?
is. It is. Magnificent
Even
shot.
although it was a full toss? You should put the full toss away.
Magnificent shot.
Yeah. Well, Gerald has got to get his line right. He's bowling too full. Here we go. It's gone a long way out towards the boundary. We'll have the legs to get there. They'll come back for the second. Gooden is looking for the third, but there's no need to do that. But I just think that Antigua have made a mistake here. I mean, I may be wrong, but you know, you really got to go back to the men who did it for you earlier.
Certainly.
There's no need to go with him. But this is what happens. Sometimes captains do it by a script.
Yeah,
You know?
as I said before,
Doesn't
you can't
make
always
sense,
stick
really.
to the script.
No,
You
not at
got them
all.
on the back foot.
Yeah.
Bring back your main bowlers, close it out,
Yeah.
chase 160, and look to win. But what's happened in essence is that they've given away almost 12 runs so far this over.
Well, let's see what happens here in terms of his recovery. Turned away in the onside for a single. Good cricket. Also going to be interesting to see what Stefan Gooden does as well, because he can be the type that will just throw caution to the wind. It's just a matter of battling the common sense. I was very disappointed with the way he got out yesterday, Stefan Gooden. He can bat much better than that. Your former captain is at the crease. You're in a good little spell. Just work the ball around. Let's see his approach here. Turned away. They get a single. And his line is not right. He's just on about the line of the leg stump. This has been a good over for Barbados. And also, importantly, a good partnership of 18.
Of course, certainly. If you had your better bowlers on, I don't see any of them who've bowled so far, who've bowled really well, are going for 18.
Well, last ball of the over. Let's see what Sargent does. What you got to do here is not to be drowned in the honey, because you can get carried away, as was the case with the captain, when he got a rank long hop. And as we would say in Caribbean parlance, he was bursting the clouds. But this last ball is of great importance in my view. Let's see how Sargent approaches it. And they will get a second run. The ball hit the stumps, and they'll get a second run. An over in which how many runs came? Just double checking. 13 came from the over. Now this is an over that we'll examine carefully, because it's an over that perhaps was unnecessary. Okay, so 17 gone, 158 for 7. Barbados have found Gooden and Sargent. They've done a good job. They've added 20 runs, and it's 158 for 7. Looking to get, I would think, maybe in the region of 170. If they can get another 20 runs here, they will feel that they've got something to work with.
Certainly. Gooden quite capable as a batsman. I've seen him a bit playing for the local side. He's more than capable of hitting it pretty far.
That's it, powerfully. That's gone. 4 runs. Well, he played for my club for a couple of years, St. Catharines, so I know him. Hits the ball very powerfully indeed. That's gone up towards long off. That's 4 runs. See, a wondrous man has just come as well, young Agard. So what do you make of it now? It's now gone to 162, and still you got 5 balls left in this over, another 2.
So you're looking at 180. And it's a case where the Antigua and Barbados side has really let the Barbados side back into this game.
Yeah, because what could easily happen is that your main bowlers made up bowl out here. That's interesting. Here we go. Little push into the offside. The return comes in. Oh. Just a single. You call that tip and run. Tip and run. Now, what will Sargent do here? Will he be calculated? Or will he look to just work the ball around? Things have gotten easier for Barbados to the last 2 or so overs with the spin of Lashon Bernard. Didn't get close enough to it. The old-time batsman would have used the feet and drive the ball to cover. He played from the crease and missed it. Just a single. Gooden is keen to come back for the second. The keeper tumbles over and hits the ground like thunder. Of course, C.O. Williams is not too far from here, and their slogan is moving the earth to please. Here we go. Catch taken. Beautifully bowled indeed. He bowled it wide. And that's an important wicket. So another wicket goes down for Barbados. Don't know if it was necessary really. Work the ball around. You've got the 4 in the over. Didn't get close enough to it. Have a look at that. Leaning towards the leg side. A good catch taken. It was in there for a long time. Kept his eyes on it. And that's a good catch. Very good catch indeed. So Gooden departs for 9. Barbados 164 for 8. With 1 to come in over number 18.
Certainly a very good catch, but that ball wide outside the off stump. Looking to probably go straight. Leading edge, flew high in the air, and a good catch running back. And Gooden, entertaining innings really has come to an end. I think it's a case where they're just simply going for broke.
Yeah, but there's
trying
no
to get as much runs as possible in the remaining 2 overs after this one.
In my view, a clear plan should emerge here. No, I'm at 164. I'm happy to get to 170. Anything, outside of that is, as they say, gravy. Work the ball around, bat normally, and get to 170. There's no need to do what Gooden just did. Lovely shot. No batsman is Rashid Padmore. Can he bat a bit?
He can hit it a bit, Rashid. Pretty strong guy. But the Dario Sargent is in, so I think the advice for him is simply, as much as possible, keep your former captain on strike.
Yeah. Well, it's 18 gone, 164 for 8 now. And it looks as if, is it going to be more coming back into the attack? Just double checking. Is that more? So Moore comes back. I would think he would want to look to get wickets here. Or is it going to be more? Just double checking. Sweeney will tell us in a minute. Gerald is going to come into the attack. So Gerald continues. His first over cost 14. That's a rather strange decision. With what? 2 overs left. So it means that Moore may bowl the last, but Mason, who picked up 1 for 14, has only bowled 2. Oh, interesting. Here we go. Over number 19. Lovely shot. Wonderful shot. That's gone over my wicket. That's gone for 6. Well played, Sargent. And that 170's come up on the board. Now, what's the thinking of the Antigua captain here? I think he's made a boo-boo. Oh, my golly. You haven't heard that in a long time, a boo-boo.
Certainly.
There's no need to bowl Gerald. He's very sweet. Like,
As you see here.
yeah, like good old lemonade from Barbados. I think he's got it wrong. Absolutely wrong.
I think the captain really is the one who really got it wrong.
Yeah.
You can't blame Gerald for that because, in my opinion, he should not be bowling at all. You understand? That is really letting them back into the game.
Yeah, but the other thing too is that you've got 6 runs from the first ball. It is true that he's bowling poorly, but you still have to be, you've lost 8 wickets. And I think from Barbados' perspective, they would want to bat the 20 overs. So you won't want Sargent to be carried away now and just get out. Watch it. If it's there to be hit, you can do that. Of course, on the other hand, Antigua and Barbuda, we're hoping that Gerard could get it right and get a wicket. The first ball, the advantage has gone to Barbados. They've started with a 6. They've gotten at 170. And, you know, teams batting last, scoreboard pressure. But I want to make another point to you, and it is something that is very evident in cricket in the Caribbean, where teams do not like to bat first. And I don't know why it is so, considering the fact that you have a lot of teams with scoreboard pressure and they tend to lose batting second. I've always argued that once the conditions are good, I want to put my runs on the board. But Antigua and Barbuda, despite getting wickets, Barbados have done well with the rate. And these next 5 balls will be crucial, in my view. Sargent has gone to 37 from 28 and has batted well. So what's the thinking of Gerald here? We shall see. Here we go. Good cricket. Played away. 1. Fielder gets the ball out of his hands quickly. Now that's intelligent cricket. Ball outside the off stump. You picked up a 6 off the first ball. Just work it around.
And quickly, Andrew, for our cable viewers, 62 all out, the Cayman Islands versus Trinidad and Tobago, all out for 62.
Oh my golly.
In 15 overs.
Good bowling. Good comeback by Gerald. Padmore looking to play the ball in the onside. And it just hit the inside edge onto the pad. I think he was trying to give Sargent a single. So we've had 3 balls in the over. 7 runs have come. Very well played indeed by Padmore. He hustled for the first. Will he come back for the second? He should. He comes back for the second. The return comes in and he goes home. Very well done. The fielder down in the 3rd man boundary had to move a long way across to pick it up. Move into his left. And Padmore batted with a washpan of common sense, comes back for a second. I like to see cricket like that, you know. I said for a long time that we're not the students of the game that we should be, but he's displaying a level of common sense that's worthy of commendation. You've got the 6, the pressure's on the bowler, get as many singles as possible, and try to ensure that you don't lose your wicket. With 1 over to come, and the Sargent there, you could easily get to 180. That's gone away for 4. Important boundary. This is poor bowling by Gerald. And the captain has got to answer, why has he come on into the attack? Full toss, hit away. Down to that straight mid wicket, that's gone for 4. Important boundary as well.
Certainly, as we see here, Padmore quite capable and showing you that he has a little ability with the bat. Gifted that one and gleefully said thank you.
So the last ball from Gerald, let's see what he does here. They get 1. Will they come back for a second? No, they won't. The return comes in, hits the stumps, but they will just stay on 1. So it means that Padmore will have the first ball of the last over. This has been a good recovery by Barbados in that partnership between Gooden and Sargent was important. And now these two, not a lot, 14. Importantly, they've not lost wickets. And with one to come, Sargent is firmly entrenched, and 7. Padmore can bat a bit. Barbados will be looking, I would imagine, to try to get possibly to close to 190 if they can.
Certainly from here. Just a quick up there, Andrew. The Cayman Islands all out for 62 in 15 overs. Trinidad and Tobago 63 without loss in 8 overs to win by 10 wickets.
All right, so that means that they've gone through to the semifinals. So the winner of this will go through, and it's going to be interesting. I wonder if Shervin Moore is injured. Is he on the field? Is he on the field? He's not going to bowl the last over. Hit away. That's gone for 6. That's gone for 6. Over my wicket. What a start to the last over. And Barbados scored to 184 for the loss of 8.
Indeed, a very good shot by Padmore on bended knees, as they will say. And he hit that ball with tremendous power, even against a high wind. And it's gone miles back. And indeed, a magnificent shot here, as we see. And Antigua and Barbuda are guilty, in my opinion, of getting it wrong.
Oh, yeah, big time. I mean, when you look at it, Moore, 3 overs, no bidders, 1 for 27, bowled sharp. Tariq Mason, 2 overs, no bidders, 1 for 14. Put Barbados under pressure at the start. And they've elected to go with Bernard with the last over. I would think that Moore is injured or something. He hasn't come back into the attack. So 5 balls are left. It's 184 for 8. Here's Bernard. Swing and a miss. They'd love to get to 190 here, Barbados. Sure, Sargent would love to get on strike. That's gone away. Catch is taken brilliantly on the boundary. Very good catch indeed. Catch taken by Gerard. That could have easily gone for 6, but instead the batsman goes short and would be disappointed he didn't put that ball into the further part of Lears. Got a lot of bat onto it, and in the end was dismissed. So Rahman Yerwood comes out to do battle. It's 184 for 9. Very good running catch taken at the boundary. Look at that. Beautiful catch.
Yes, indeed. Excellent work by Gerald. Might have not been so good with the ball, but certainly wrong this time taking that catch. Magnificent work, deep mid-wicket.
All right. So let's see what happens here. Of course, in the old-time days, they crossed the Sergeant would have had the strike, but that's gone through the windows now. So what would Yearwood do here? There are 3 balls left. Does he push the ball in the offside and get a single?
Get a single,
yeah.
give Darius.
I think that's what he should do.
The 2 remaining deliveries.
I wonder if he's a rabbit with the bat. Let's see. Here we go.
Good.
They'll get the run. Yearwood struggles to get into his crease. He's a big man, but they got the run importantly. So, the first ball produced 6. And they've had 7 in the over. There are 2 to come. And the Barbados Police Service, they're 185 for 9, with Sergeant playing an important knock. What can he do here? That's gone away. That's gone for 4. Lovely shot. Short of a length. Poor delivery. And hit wide of long off. That's gone for 4. So 11 runs from the over, and with 1 to come, Barbados are 189 for 9. A score that looked unlikely at one stage. Have a look at this. Short, wide of the off stump, and all Sargent had to do was to put some bat onto that. So here we go. Last ball is about to be bowled, and it's going to be bowled by Bernard. Cut away. They'll get one. Will they come back for the second? They should. Now, this is extremely poor cricket. No, I mean, oh, he can't run? Oh, he's pulled the muscle. Okay, well, I could understand that. But he's done his job. He's pulled the muscle. But what a performance from him. Barbados, in the end, 190 for 9 with Sergeant 43, coming at an important time and making 43 from 31 balls, 5 fours and a 6. And in the final analysis, Barbados would have done very well to have got up to 190, a score that they must believe that they can defend, but you never know. Cricket is a funny old game. They got to look at, in my view, the start. I'm not quite sure Babb and Stewart have made it. Williams, well, he came into the side. Kadeem Ali, 58, got to go on a bit more, in my view. Albert, got to go on a bit more. Babb got 5. Sergeant's knock was important. And towards the end, that little knock of 9 from Stephen Gooden and from Rashid Padmore, 13, got the Barbados side up to 190 for 9, which is a score I would think they would be happy with, because at one stage it looked as if they might have been bowled out for maybe 150. But 190 for 9, I would think is a pretty decent score.
Certainly, after looking, as you said, as though they will get anything in the region of 150, 160. Coming into the back end, a good batting by Dario Sargent, helping them to get up to 190. Padmore came in and did his part as well, but I must say a very good knock again from young Kadeem Ali. But as you rightfully said, he needs to push on and push deep into his innings. Mario Arbor as well. But I think they would be comfortable with 190 after really struggling a bit earlier.
Well, in terms of the bowling, surprisingly Moore didn't come back. 3 overs, no bonus 1 for 27. And Mason as well was very good. 2 overs, no bonus 1 for 14, brilliant. And Marcelin, I thought, got some important wickets. Aline, and he got rid of Albert as well. Boston was expensive. Cornelius was good, I thought. But Gerald, towards the end, his 2 overs cost as many as 28. And Bernard, his 3 overs cost 23, and he picked up 2 wickets. But a little bit surprised that Moore didn't come back. I'm a little bit surprised that Mason didn't come back. But of course, the captain will know. The magic number for the men from Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Brown's men, is 191. 191 for victory. Barbados, thanks to a very good effort in the part of Sergeant Bowden, 43 from 31 balls, ensured that after a bit of a collapse, Barbados were able to recover and will feel that if you feed your faith, doubt will starve to death. So 190 for a loss of 9. The innings of Antigua and Barbuda will start in about 10 minutes. We'll come back. Please join us then.
Good evening and welcome back to the action here at Lair's Cricket Field. The final innings of this double header on what has been a fabulous cricketing action on a Thursday in beautiful Barbados. Antigua and Barbuda, they're taking on the Barbados Police Service. And at one stage, things looked as if Barbados were under wraps. But they managed to propel themselves up to 190 for 9 in their 20 overs. And now it's the turn of Antigua and Barbuda to see if they can get their overhaul. This total. Opening the batting for them, it'll be Tyrone Payne and Malik Marcelin. And for Barbados, from this pavilion end, it will be Rashid Padmore. All to play for on this lovely afternoon in Barbados. And pace on offer again, but the direction isn't there. In fact, a cardinal sin. He started with a no ball, and probably just what Antigua would have wanted. A bit of a free swing for them here to get this innings going. My name is Joel Manning, and alongside me is Donovan Lovell, and we'll be here to take you through the opening exchanges of today's action. Well, a free hit goes a begging. An interesting innings there for Barbados, Donovan. It started to slow down, but then the ending was superb by them.
Yeah, certainly, I must say, aided and abetted by some strange bowling tactics from the Antigua and Barbuda captain. Really and truthfully, the pressure was eased a bit off of the Barbados side, allowing them to get up to 190 when it seemed as though they were only going to get in the region of 150 or 160. But indeed, good batting in the end by Dario Sargent, along with the tail to get up to 190.
Well, this one's gone up. A man is under it, and it's taken. So glee and delight for Barbados. They take wicket number 1.
Yes, a good start for the Barbados side. That ball pitched up, and the batsman looking to go over the top, not close enough to that delivery, and he got a 6 really in height, not in distance. And the fielder, it looks like Padmore, came around. Sorry, Seal. Kadeem Aline, sorry, came around and took a quite easy catch in the end, as we see here. Easy catch there, Kadeem Aline. So a good start, perfect start, you might say, by the Barbados Police Service.
A perfect start indeed. Driving out at 1, that probably wasn't there for the drive, especially given the bumps that we've seen on this surface. The drive wasn't there in terms of the length, and he paid the price. A good running catch by Kadeem Aline, and a good running start for Barbados Police Service. Coming to the crease now is Jerron Jones. An all-important game, as much needed points for either side.
Joel, the Trinidad and Tobago side already qualifying, as we get back to that.
And funny enough, this is what I guess wickets do, early wickets, to create pressure, a bit of confusion. Yes, no going on out there.
And the Cayman side all out for 62 in 15 overs, and the Trinidad and Tobago side easily reaching their target 63 without loss in 8 overs to win by 10 wickets.
Good pace, good wheels by Rashid Padmore. He's looking good today. Didn't have the best of outings in the previous 2 games to this. Was a little expensive at the start, but his side is going to want him to lean on all of his experience and bring it to the fore here this evening. Beautiful conditions for fast bowling. The crowd has grown, and they've been treated to what was a lovely batting display in the back end of the Barbados innings. turned away nicely. Will have the legs to run away. The first boundary for Antigua and Barbuda.
Just guilty of sliding on the leg side. Easy for the batsman who came inside and just clipped it. And once he got any bound at all, it sped away across a quick outfield and into the boundary for 4. I remember, Joel, we will have discussed, as we see here. Easily clipped off the pads for 4. We spoke about free ends and some bowlers not being comfortable with a free end. I prefer one that have to do a little more work in terms of getting there, and this might be the case for Padmore.
Well, this one is straight back over the bowler's head. A double delight, back-to-back boundaries.
Yes, a good shot, pitched it up, guilty of here Padmore, and the batsman through the line of that one on a good pitch, back past the bowler and into the boundary for 4. So a good start here. Nevertheless, for the Barbados Police Service, getting an early wicket. The Antigua and Barbados side, as you see here, through the line. Good looking shot for 4.
Fabulous looking shot indeed. It's always good to see the ball running straight back down the ground. If you're a bowler though, that's not what you want to see. The end of 1, it's 10 for 1. So there's a wicket in it, but there were runs as well for Antigua and Barbuda. And I guess that balances the scales at the start of it. Both teams in the hunt, still a sniff of a chance if you're Antigua and Barbuda. Should they win this, it brings them level on points, and then it comes down to that net run rate, I believe, to decide things. Which tells me that they would want to chase down these runs relatively quickly as well. But what it does, it means that we're in for an exciting evening of action. As the sun sets, you just wonder who will the sunset favor here on Thursday evening in Barbados. Oh, you've just got to love the game of cricket, don't you, Donovan?
Certainly, in my opinion, the best game in the world. Telling you.
Well, it's going to be Ramon Harewood to pair Padmore. He's coming from what we've started to call the road end here at Lears. Whipped away. Work for the fielder to do. Legs are up and sprinting. And he pulls it inside now, but can't prevent 3 runs. He looked somewhat like an athlete there. We've had our inter-school sports recently. He might have wanted to feature. High knees on that occasion. The chase was on for the man that was at mid-wicket.
I think he used to be involved in athletics at school. Certainly quick across the outfield.
He had good form there, you would have to say. It brings the right-handed Jones into strike. For Barbados, it will certainly have to be a case of keeping things tight at the start of this innings. If we think back to the kind of starts that Grenada got against them, the kind of starts that St. Vincent and the Grenadines got against them, they really put that pressure onto the Barbados side, and Barbados were unable to really respond to the pressure that was placed on them. So today, a different proposition, and they would certainly want to start well with the ball. They picked up a wicket, but the lines and lengths were crucial for them here at the start of this one.
Certainly, Joel, you wouldn't want the Antigua and Barbados side to get off to a flyer, so you obviously have to make sure you're tight in your lines. Also, you've got to make sure you're good in the field as well, and restrict them from early and build that pressure. And I'm sure you'll get wickets if you build that pressure.
Got lucky and collects a boundary.
So that's unlucky for the bowler. And most bowlers hate to see that. inside edge. It could have gone anywhere, but instead it went down to the fine leg area, into the boundary for 4. So as they would say, a shot in the dark. Nevertheless, 4 runs to the Antigua Barbados side.
It didn't have to work too hard for those runs. Did Payne, but he'll take them. Antigua and Barbuda will take them. That is a shot of pure class.
Pitched up over the top with mid-off and mid-on in the circle and easily dispatched for 4.
Certainly applying the pressure, Antigua and Barbuda. Anything that has been pitched up to them, they've leaned into, flexed that nice little swing and hit it over the top. It prompts a change now in the field. The man heads back to long off. There's a man also at what is a whitish third man. Work for Gooding to do, but he can't get there, so back-to-back boundaries.
This is indeed unlucky. This was a good over with lots of bad luck. Unfortunately, again, a good delivery. Touching down, seam, edge found down to third man. Stefan Gooden, who's on that boundary, could not get around. And indeed, a good over for Antigua and Barbuda, but unlucky on the part of the Barbadian side.
Finding the edge on that particular occasion, no slip in play, and as I mentioned, that man at third man was very wide. Work for Gooding to do. It didn't get there, and I guess Antigua would tell you that bad luck doesn't go down the score, but runs do, and there were 16 of them in that second over, 26 for 1.
Yes, Joel, but unfortunate for the bowler, as I said. But if you have no slip, then your third man really should not be that wide.
Well, Padmore will continue. He went for 9 runs in his first. The 2 men out as we're in the power play overs. Third man and a man at long off. The crowd is growing in luster as well. You can probably hear them through the microphones here. They're enjoying the action, sipping a beverage or two. And it heads down to that whitish third man position once again. But yeah, I did mention the lovely crowd on offer here at Lair's. We've definitely been blessed to have them come time and time again to take in this regional police cricket tournament. They were with us when we were at Weymouth, yesterday at Lair's, and here again, taking any opportunity, any vantage point to see this action. It's certainly been wonderful cricket on display. The admission has been free, but the cricket has been priceless. Well, I was about to say it was a good delivery from Padmore. The delivery was good, but the front foot was not a free hit for Antigua and Barbuda. They need no invitation to swing. They've been doing that in this innings. Can they take advantage of this moment as well? Another no ball. So a free hit again. Tried to get cute there. Did Payne. The shot was indeed on, because had he gotten anything onto it, it would have flown away. But he's been given another opportunity by Rashid Padmore, guilty of not keeping that front foot behind the line. once again, cannot do anything with it. So Padmore comes up trumps after stepping over the line. And in true Caribbean fashion, you have your commentators all around, not just us on offer here, Donovan.
It is true. Advice coming from all around. The batsman was advised only earlier to throw that television set out of your house. He's watching IPL cricket and trying to play the shots that he's seeing. So advice, as you know, but it's all in good spirits here.
Yeah, certainly. You have to enjoy the atmosphere that comes with cricket in the Caribbean. And the extras keep coming. So there have been no balls. There have been wides. Padmore just a little off at the moment, probably.
Well, he's been good in patches. I just put it down to that. The Cardinals sing with the no balls, but he's also bowled some good, and not only good, some quick deliveries as well. But he just needs to close out this over and close it out as best he can.
You'd have to say a better delivery there. Maybe not the right line when you think about the field that he has set. There was a man at a short, fine leg, and anything right or left of him would have been a boundary. I thought that with the wide, the thinking was correct, pushing that ball across the left-handed Payne, asking him to come to the protected offside field. You had three men ringing in the circle. You had a man to cover on the boundary. It's now going to be the right-handed Jones to face him. A brilliant take by Albert, an exceptional take. Not making the adjustment probably from the left-hander, and the right-hander is Padmore probably.
But that one was quick. It made some height. I just had a beautiful take by Mara Albert, who in fact is the goalkeeper. I think I want to say for the Barbados side.
Yeah, it's one thing to bowl quickly, but accuracy also has to be there to back it up. On that occasion, getting it right. Padmore, it feels like it's been a long over, but just 4 legal deliveries have been bowled in it. Can he close it out? He's getting some more advice from the crowd that continues to grow here at Lears. Scampering for 2. And the throw was a little wayward. Had it been a little more accurate, you probably might tell yourself that he would have been in a spot of bother had that throw been on the mark. Instead, it's 2 more to the Antiguans. I touched my watch and I saw that it's 4:35 p.m. in Barbados in the Eastern Caribbean, which tells me that laptops have been closed, work is over, and probably a few more will make their way down to Lears to take the action this evening.
Yeah, certainly. Well, that was some good aggressive running by the Antigua and Barbados side.
It's into some vacant space. The chase is on. This time it's kept to 1 to close out the 3rd over after 3. 35 for 1.
Yes, a good start by the Antigua and Barbados side. The Barbadians a bit guilty of straying Padmore in this over. But as I said, he bowls some good fiery deliveries in between. But he needs to be consistent, needs to keep building pressure, try to make some early inroads to this Antigua and Barbuda batting.
Yeah, the pace has been there, but the consistency hasn't just yet. And it looks like we might see a change in bowling from that top end. I've been taking a look at the power play scores for teams who have played versus Barbados. And I see that St. Vincent and Grenadines, they got up to 72 for 1. At present, Antigua and Barbuda are 35 for 1. Grenada, when they played versus Barbados, can't find that in my scorebook, but I do know that they got off to a fiery start as well with Lawrence in that game. So a lot of pressure has been applied to the bowlers at the top for Barbados, and they've not really come to grips with things as long as people have been aggressive, or as we say, positive versus them.
Hayward is being replaced. It looks like.
Yeah, a bit of a consultation going on down there, checking the ball. I'm not sure.
I think Joel Hayward was a bit unlucky when he bowled his over. He bowled some good deliveries, but just luck was not on his side.
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
That's prompted a change from the southern end. But there's a discussion going on.
I've actually been able to identify what it is. They're just asking him to remove the strapping from the hand. As you probably know, you can't bowl with that on your hand. Kadeem Aline, it looks like, with the ball in hand. He had a bit of strapping around the hand. He's a right-handed bowler, and I saw the umpire just asking him to remove that strapping before he could begin his over. So that has been done, and regular proceedings are set to resume here as Antigua and Barbuda in pursuit of 191 for victory. They are 35 for 1. We're into over number 4. A bit of a start-stop. Yes, no, maybe so. Decide against it, probably correctly. Aline has bowled at very crucial times for Barbados. He bowled that last over versus Grenada that went to super over. He's bowled in middle stages more often than not, as someone who Barbados have looked to create some pressure and build up a couple dot balls, and that probably is why he's been brought in relatively early here. As I mentioned, we're into the 4th over. And he started well. He started very controlled, Donovan.
Yeah, certainly a good start for young Kadeem Aline. On target, not giving anything away. Good bounce from him as well. He's a tall lad. Getting that one to bounce a bit. Jones it is who's facing, so he did a very good start.
That's going to be runs. That's going to be 4 of them.
I'm a bit concerned with the feel that I'm seeing here. Good bouncy track, new ball. You've opted to use a man more or less at gully. That's twice the ball's gone through slip. I would imagine you'd be looking to get early wickets. You can still attack and defend, especially here in your slip cordon. So they're making the adjustment now, and he's coming around to, he's still at the fly slip. But you can attack, Joel, and still defend using your field placings.
Wide signal for height there. Certainly ballooned over the batter on that particular occasion. Just getting back to the same feel. It makes me wonder what they're asking Kadeem Aline to bowl here. Because there's a man out at deep square leg, a man at the fine leg position. And that's probably it. Back of a length into him, straight at the body, not giving that width. And I think that is where the problem came when he was able to get that ball through what was that 3rd man position. Because it was a bit of room outside the off stump. So the length was correct, but not the line from Kadeem Aline. And he paid the price for it, getting a lot straighter there, and probably more so where the captain wants him to be. Coming in at the body again, not allowing that room. Just 5 runs from the over. After 4, 40 for 1.
Yes, indeed, a good start by Kadeem Aline. On target, ball making some height into the body. of the batsmen, both Payne and Jones, who are not at all looking comfortable playing this short stuff. So no doubt, seeing that would give you an indication of the lines and the lengths that you would need to bowl here at these two batsmen.
Yeah, that ball just coming in on the angle. I think it's probably more so a case of the batter looking to exploit that offside, because there's a ring of fielders going around the offside from third man going right up to what is the extra cover position. And I think it's a case of trying to get that ball into the gap or possibly over, and why we see them backing away. But it's working against them at the moment. Probably just need to get inside the line and work it towards the leg side. Probably look for two going down there as a man at fine leg. Another change from this pavilion, and it's going to be Larry Babb to bowl.
I think it's all about playing the ball on its merit, Joel. I won't go too deep into it, but I've also seen this at the highest level, where players favor one particular area and try their best to force the ball through that area.
Sliding down and keeping low, Larry Babb coming left arm over the wicket. A very crafty campaigner, very experienced as Babb, has been playing on the circuit for quite a number of years.
I wonder who has been in the Barbados setup as well, and at one stage had him to be the next best all-rounder coming out of Barbados.
Keeping that pressure on, building the dot balls. I mentioned that is probably the role that they're looking for Kadeem Ali, to build that pressure. Larry Babb the same as well, and you want this pair to probably bowl in tandem, bowl well together if you're Barbados. If you're Antigua, you're already 40 for 1 into 4.2, going at a good rate, ensuring probably you get to the power play without losing another wicket, ensuring that base is set and the platform is set to bat yourself through the middle overs and set yourself up to chase this target. He's opted to go on the charge. He's opted to take 4 runs.
That one angling down the leg side a bit, looking at the field and the set, he'll afford to bowl that line. Based on the field and the set, it would suggest to me that he needs to be on or about the off stump. That one was ill-directed and paid the price for it.
Yeah, certainly. I also think the length probably was just a tad bit wrong on that particular. Probably whipping it actually probably more so from outside that off stump, but capitalizing on the space in that leg side. I would have to say that it was a good shot by Payne, maneuvering and working the angles there. And that takes the score up to 44 for 1. Antigua and Barbuda well on their way in this chase. A start that they would have certainly wanted in pursuit of 191. It's not going to be an easy task. It's going to take some good batting. It's going to take some good awareness. It's going to take some good running between the pairs out there.
Yes, indeed, Joel. After seeing the replay, the ball was really, truthfully, on the off stump. So again, a good shot, very good shot by Payne.
So he started with 2 dots, went for a 4. Beaten all ends up. A brilliant comeback from Larry Babb. Probably just a bit of movement as well, still assisting the seamers here. We talked all day about the wind factor and how much is assisted batters. It's also assisted the bowlers, especially those who've gone just a touch fuller. Just a bit of swing, a hint of swing. The claps you can hear are those supporting the Barbados Police Service. Quite a few of them here. I do though believe though that Antigua have a bit of support for them as well. And if not here in Barbados, they're certainly at home watching and cheering their boys along. What a way to end the over. After 5, It is 48 for 1.
Yes, that one picked up and struck over mid-wicket. Indeed, a very good shot. And the Antiguan side, Antigua and Barbados side, as you see here, inside this wicket, clipped that over mid-wicket. A very good shot. And the Antiguan side certainly motoring on. No doubt looking to clinch this final spot to qualify.
Well, it won't be automatic for them should they win. It would come down to a tie in terms of the points. Then somebody will have to whip out the calculator and see whether or not the net run rate sends them through or it sends Barbados through. But they certainly would want to give themselves a chance to be in that equation. Aline to continue. And once again is a question of can they build up pressure for Antigua? The final over of the power play, can they continue to capitalize on the fact that there's 2 men outside of the circle? For Aline, those 2 men are the man once again at the fine leg and a man at deep mid-wicket. Brilliant work on the boundary. A bit of a mix-up. And possibly the wrong end on that occasion.
That would have been close for a run out. Good throw, it looks like. Stewart on that boundary as the 50 comes up for the Antigua and Barbados side. 50 and 5.2 overs and really looking well.
That's certainly looking well. This is the start, as I mentioned, that they were playing for. The momentum was in Barbados' favor at the end of the innings. Bowled him, broken the stump, and that is what any fast bowler wants to see.
Indeed, a good delivery in the block hole. Could not keep it out. Young Kadeem Aline breaching his defense, and in the meanwhile, one of the stumps had been broken, and a good wicket for the Barbados side at this time. These two were really looking well and looking to build a partnership. So they've lost the second wicket with the score on 50.
Bang on the money, full straight and into that leg stump. The leg stump feeling the pain. I'm gonna have to call the doctor for that one. He split it into Aline, but Jones, he has to go. He's gone for 19 from 18 deliveries. It's 50 for 2. Once again, Aline, just where he would want to be as a fast bowler in the block hole. And as soon as he missed it, this stump had no chance. Well, striding out to face the music now, Malik Gerald. He'll be batting at 4 for Antigua and Barbuda. If you're wondering the equation, well, they need 141 runs to win from 14.3 overs. Still a lot of time left in this contest. Still a lot of runs left as well, and still a lot of atmosphere. The music has joined us here at Lears. It's certainly been a wonderful day for cricket. In fact, it's been a wonderful tournament all around. So far, the wickets going to Padmore and Kadeem Aline. And it looks like our repair job is done. Not repaired in terms of the stump that was broken, but a new stump replacing that one. A bit of an inspection. Umpire Laborde making sure, Laborde, sorry, making sure that she gets things right out there. Stump look a little bit shaky after taking on that one. So she's happy. And it looks like we're all set to resume in this contest. In fact, no, some more doctoring going on out there. Ensuring that the stump is securely lodged into the ground. Thank you very much, Umpire Laborde. Thank you very much, Umpire Welch. We're ready to get underway again here at Layers, as I mentioned. Malik Gerald. He's a new batter to the crease. And well, the word of the day for Antigua and Barbuda is partnership. Can the two at the crease build a partnership? Can the two at the crease set them a platform at which to chase down 191? Alina making his way back to his mark. Had to take a bit of a refreshment break close to us here at the pavilion, and he deserved it after bowling such a fantastic delivery. We're all set to go again. Let the action continue. And behind it nicely is Gerald. Alina's, as we probably expected, has really opted to hit that hard length into the surface and not really offering any room to the batters.
Certainly close to them, short of a goodish length into the body, making it difficult to score.
Goes full once again. And to the disappointment of the Barbados Police Service, to the disappointment of all of those supporting Barbados, Umpire Welch says not out. Sliding down the leg side possibly. Barbados were convinced, the supporters were convinced. Full delivery, struck in front. Wrapped on the pad again, and this time she raises that finger, and Barbados can celebrate because they've got wicket number 3.
Yes, that one pitched up again. This is actually good intelligent bowling. The delivery before was a short one, looking to go into the body, and this time around he pitched it up. The batsman guilty of staying back, and the umpire said, yes, you are plumb in front, and the Antigua and Barbados side has lost the 3rd wicket via the LBW row.
Yeah, he never looked comfortable once he came to the crease. Did Gerald. The first one kept him back, and this time goes full once again. And well, he was struck in front. The umpire had no difficulty in giving that one. So that brings the end of a double wicket over for them. 2 runs in it, 2 wickets. It's 50 for 3 after 6. It's interesting that in terms of the comparison between the two sides, Barbados were 56 for 2 after 6. Antigua and Barbuda just 6 runs shy of that, but 1 wicket more to it, 50 for 3.
Yes, the Barbados side, they were scoring quickly, but they were also losing a lot of wickets. Same thing here, not much between the two, but also losing a few wickets, the Antigua side. But early days yet, Barbados obviously looking to make further inroads so far, bowling-wise. From a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give them probably a 7.5.
Well, I guess they might take that 7.5 at the moment. 50 for 3 they are. It's interesting to note that within the next 4 overs, Barbados really kicked into gear. They actually got 52 runs in the next 4. At over number 10, they were 108 for 4, and then Antigua had to pull things back. We'll see how they go here. Payne is still out there. He's on 23. And joining him is Derek Marillan. It's the end of the power play, which means that more fielders can be outside of the circle, 5 in fact. And Bob has opted to use 4 outside the circle. There's a man sweeping on the cover boundary, a man at long on, a man at deep mid wicket, and a man on the boundary at square leg. So those are the 4 fielders that Barbados have opted to have outside of the circle. Will be a very crucial passage of play for both sides, you would think. Is at that stage where you set yourself up almost, whether or not from a batting perspective, how well can we get towards the business end where we get to overs 14 onwards, or from a bowling side, how well can we restrict them, how many wickets can we pick up in this period?
Well, yeah, certainly from a bowling aspect, creating as much pressure as possible, looking to make inroads into the Antigua side.
Things are certainly shaping up for a fantastic ending here on Thursday in Barbados. Looking at the game, the picture of it, you can't tell who things favor just yet. Based on runs alone, things are even Stevens. Based on crowd support, you might tell yourself Barbados. Oh, that one kept low. That one bit the dust on that occasion there, Donovan.
Yes, that one really, as they would say, rolled around the carpet. Luckily for the batter, it was not on target. Good save by the keeper, who got down quickly to prevent any byes. So that's the first one that we've really seen so far that really went along, rolled along the pitch.
Larry Bob coming left arm over. He's into what has been a good work for him so far. Just 9 runs coming from his 1.2. Just 2 boundaries in the previous over, being just fractionally off length. He has protection now. Not often you see pacers bowling in shades, maybe spinners, but Larry Bob just easing in, sunnies on, looking like a cool customer.
And bowling a good over so far, bang on target, not giving the batter any room whatsoever, bowling wicket to wicket as they would say.
I see you nodded your head, Donovan. I guess a bit of the going against exactly what you now said. You were praising him.
As soon as you do that, he throws the ball down the leg side. After giving him all the praise for being accurate, he said, you know what, I'm going to prove you wrong, Donovan. I'm just going to throw it down the leg side. 1 more to the total.
The length was perfect on that occasion. In line as well. And good cricket all around because he was able to keep that one out as well. Payne has been there for some 22 deliveries now. Marillion is about to face his first. a case once again of getting that field right. We've seen situations where they haven't had the fielders in the right position. They haven't assessed the conditions well. They've paid the price, always looking at the fact that this ground runs quite well. The breeze is strong, especially on the leg side of the right-handers. Gets it right to close out the seventh, 52 for 3.
Oh, yes, indeed, Joel. With the field set, a man at point, man in the cover, with the sweeper on the boundary, your close fielders could afford to come in a little tighter, as they would say, preventing that single, keeping the batsman on strike, creating pressure. If it goes to the left or to the right of the cover fielder, then the sweeper comes around, so it should only be one. So as I said earlier, you can create pressure by tight fields, still attack and still defend at the same time.
Well, it's at that stage where they might want to start squeezing a bit, and one man that they can hope will keep things tight is being introduced into the attack now. It's Darian Seal. He's in to bowl his first over of this innings. The last couple overs for Barbados have been what they've been hoping for. They've been spot on. They've kept things tight. They've built the pressure. Can Seal continue to do that? Or can Antigua break the shackles, so to speak?
Well, hopefully, we hope from the Barbadian perspective, they hope he can. But most importantly, Joel, they kept the boundaries down, and that was important. Building pressure in terms of the scoring rate. So if he can continue in that vein, string some good deliveries together with a wicket or two in his spell, then he can create by far more pressure on the Antigua side.
They've been able to keep Payne quiet for some time. He has 5 fours, but he hasn't hit one in a while. And it's situations like this that you start to tell yourself that the fault shot might be coming, or the forced shot might be coming. Payne got the innings off to a flyer. The pressure was on Barbados, but they've fought back. They've pulled themselves back into this encounter by picking up wickets. Things certainly shaping up quite nicely here. I guess you can understand what Seal is trying to do, just push that ball across Payne at the moment. He has the protection in the offside, so as long as he gets it right, you're just looking at a possibility of one. Good running might give you 2. But on occasion, just, I guess, going too wide.
But if he looked at the way Kadeem Ali bowled to Payne into his body and made it difficult for him to score.
Payne eyeing up that leg side. Can't make the connection. Might be better served looking to the offside. Not necessarily with the aerial shot, because once again that wind comes into play, and time and time again we've seen many balls blow back in that wind. Might be a case of baseball here. Swing and a miss.
Oh yeah, certainly making no contact. A good over, good start by Darian Seal. Those balls just started inside and going across the left-hander, and he's swinging for the hills and obviously making no contact. So a good start by Seal.
Yeah, I saw him rehearsing the correct shot while you were talking on the camera. I saw him looking to go through the offside. What he has done, though, is prompted a change in the field. The man goes back to the boundary at long on. He's going to have to go again, because the fielder that went down there to give him the advice wasn't back in his position just yet. But as I mentioned, probably might be better served looking to go through the offside, rotate the strike, keep the scoreboard ticking over.
And I don't want to seem as though I'm critical, Joel, but this is one of the mistakes that we tend to make, even some of our senior side. We believe that once it's T20 cricket, that every ball must be 4, every ball must be 6. And you see Payne here, after not getting a run for a while, have forgotten all about singles and twos, simply looking to hit 4s and 6s.
Beautiful. A great execution and a great result for him.
A tremendous shot. Given the room outside the off stump, the lineup would have changed now. Seal is bowling to the right-hander, and that one was wide outside the off stump, and he played it beautifully using the pace of the ball just to the left at the man at gully, and it sped away into the boundary for 4. So a good-looking shot, I think, to get him off the mark.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you have the rotation of strike, especially when you have a left-hander and a right-hander at the crease. You get those singles, and all of a sudden the bowler doesn't make the adjustment, and the batter is able to capitalize on the bad ball.
Certainly, Joel.
Thought about 2 for a moment. But it's just at that stage, as we say, the middle overs, because the field is spread. Payne was there when the restrictions were on.
All in all, 5 runs from the over. Not a bad over at all, and not a bad start by Seal. Yes, certainly. And we keep, I see it over and over and over and over. The bowling becomes good, or the bowling is good, or the bowler at the particular time is bowling well, and he's still trying to force him for a boundary. I'd be well advised to get your 1s and 2s off of the good balls, and as long as a bad delivery comes along, then you can score, and score easily, thus keeping the scoreboard ticking, and you know, it makes it easier for you as the batter.
I think the word that coaches would like to use is situational awareness, understanding the situation of the game. You've gone off to a good start. How do you keep that momentum going if you don't get the boundaries? Oh, that one sounded good off the bat, but it's just going to be 1. Bab into his 3rd over. He's done the job that Barbados have needed from him. Just 12 runs so far. That experience coming to the fore for Larry Babb. And every single ball, especially when there's a change in the batter, he's making sure that he gets his field placing right. This is a game that will come down to the wire. Oh my goodness, a gem. An absolute beauty of a delivery.
Indeed, a magnificent delivery. And sometimes it is not you being critical, as some people might say, but believing in the fact that your senior players must put their hands up in the air and say, you know what, I'm going to come to the party. I'm going to do it for my side. I'm the one with the experience. And that's what you tend to ask for from your senior players.
So interesting at times when balls go down the leg side, how players get animated. And you tell yourself, oh, did that hit something? The umpire then cancels everything, stretches the arm and signals a wide.
Yes, certainly. I believe that's done most of the time, hoping that you would catch the umpire napping, throw them off their game, so to speak. But indeed, a very good call from the umpire, Lahore.
And this is, I guess, a little better here. The last 5 or so deliveries for Antigua. You saw the boundary, yes, and that was a bad ball that it capitalized on. But there have been more singles that have come in to play. The score has ticked over, and I guess with that, the pressure probably just ever slightly not as much.
Yeah, certainly. Keep rotating the strike, keep the singles coming. You will get the twos, and the bad ball will come along. That is how I believe that it should be played in terms of batting while chasing these runs.
Another one keeps low. Yesterday, we saw one or two keep low going across the left-hander. We didn't see it at all in the 3 innings, or actually maybe just one in the first game that was played today. But for the most part, the bounce has been fairly consistent here, but that one also just sliding through. And it could also do, I guess, with the bowler as well, because Larry Bab is a little slidier than some. The arm action isn't necessarily coming from the highest either. Probably gets away with one there. A bit of bat onto that. And it could have resulted in a boundary. Instead, just a wide. A lot of chatter around the venue. A lot of persons still giving that advice and saying, well, bowl this, bowl that, run this, run that. It's a pleasure to have all of them here to take in the action of the Regional Police Cricket Tournament. It's a pleasure to have those watching via the stream. The beautiful pictures of the Layers ground, the trees.
Indeed, it's very encouraging, and indeed a very pleasant sight.
Couple extras coming in this over for Larry Bab. I believe that's the 3rd extra in this over. And when you think about a situation like this where the runs aren't coming for Antigua, if you're getting them in extras, it means the scoreboard is still ticking along for them. Ends it off with the dot ball. After 9, it is 66 for 3. If you take away the extras from that over for Larry Bab, it means that the over just went for 3. And in terms of what the skipper would have wanted from him, he would take 3 today and 3 tomorrow.
Certainly, it's been a pretty good spell from Larry Bob. As you said, just the few down the leg side in terms of wides, but he's looked really good. He's one who is more than capable of doing it. That's why, as a senior pro, they'll be looking to him really to close it out for them. But so far, it's been a pretty impressive spell.
Seal into his 2nd over. We're just one away from what will be the halfway stage of this match, the position from which we start to make a prediction or two. We question whether or not Antigua have gotten themselves into good position, whether or not things favor Barbados. A good early call results in another run. So yeah, things have gotten progressively better for them after not getting the boundaries, after having a few swing and misses. They've started to tick over in terms of rotating the strike. Digs that one in. He certainly cannot believe the call by umpire Sheena Welch. He signals a wide. Now 16 extras in this innings. And in a T20 encounter, you would have to tell yourself that that number is already too much. Still 10.4 overs to go. And I do believe that will be signaled another. So 17 extras in this score of 70. If you take away even 10 of those, Antigua and Barbuda will find themselves at 60 for 3.
Certainly, but it seems as though Seal is getting carried away here. You know, some bowlers, once the pitch is giving them assistance, tend to keep going to the short stuff. 2 wides and 2 deliveries.
Good cricket all around. Keeping it tight is Seal, but they're still finding a way. The fielders are camping on the circle at the moment, taking advantage of that.
That's what we were discussing earlier. Finding the ones, finding the twos. A miss of good bowling by the Barbados Police Service side. Keep the scoreboard just ticking over.
Looking to that leg sit again is Payne. He hasn't learned his lesson. Looking to the offside might produce a better result for him. There's a man at point. If you get back and cut that one, if you get back and look to work that one, you can be looking at the possibility of a boundary as well. The angle favors him because there's no slip. The ball is going across his body. Badly lined and treated to a boundary.
Certainly, you got the one, you got a couple of runs, then you got the bad delivery, you put it away. Simple cricket, easy. Barbados on common sense. Padmore, Seal, guilty there of a strain on the leg side. Clipping that one through the leg side. Padmore couldn't get around to his left in time, and it on a quick outfield, as we mentioned, and the ball raced away for 4. So that's the midway of this innings, 75 for 3. And I would say Antigua and Barbuda looking to fight back. The Barbados side looking to keep pegging. And I would imagine at this stage it might be even Stevens.
Yeah, you might tell yourself even Stevens, probably tipping slightly in the favor of Barbados. But just a quick look at that scorecard. Payne, he's been there from the start. He's on 26 from 30 deliveries. The 3 wickets being Marcelin, Jones, and Gerald. And Merlin, he's out there at the crease fighting the fire that Antigua and Barbuda need them to fight at the moment. 116 runs needed from 60 deliveries. The wickets, well, they went to Padmore. He picked up 1. And Kadeem Aline, he's got 2. None to the other bowlers, Harewood, Bab, and Seal. But you would have to say that overall, from a Barbados bowling perspective, it's certainly been better than we've seen from them in the last 2 games. And from Antigua, they got themselves off to a good start. And when I look at the period of play between over number 6 and 10, yes, there was only 25 runs for them, but more importantly, they did not lose a wicket. So wickets in hand for them, 116 needed from 60 deliveries here at Lairs. This game could go either way.
Certainly. But the Barbados side, as you said, definitely bowling-wise have looked a lot better today. The old senior pros, I like to call him, Larry Babb, certainly looking pretty good. Padmore, he bowled with some hostility, some pace. Seal as well, hit the deck pretty hard. And Kadeem Aline, also looking pretty good. So, as I said before, even Stevens here, and we will have to wait and it gets deeper to see how it swings. Will it go in the favor of the Antigua and Barbuda side, or will the Barbadian Police Service do enough just to make it to the playoffs?
Well, I won't be here to tell you how things end, but Andrew Mason will, as I say good afternoon to him, as he now joins you on commentary.
So Barbados have been able to pull it back thanks to some good bowling from Larry Babb. 3 overs, no betters done for 17. And Kadeem Allen was brilliant. 2 overs, no betters, 2 for 7. He's got 2. And it's a situation now where it's 75 for 3 as we start over number 11. Here's Larry Babb. Just a single. Marillion is the batsman. And Payne, who's 30, opened the batting. Left-handed player. Suppose is going to be very important if they're going to win this. 30 can bat a bit. Although he seems vulnerable to balls outside the off stump, but seems to be very good in terms of his leg side play. And that's good bowling by a very experienced campaigner in Larry Babb. Of interest, though, would be the number of extras conceded. Because when you look at it, there's 17 with 11 wides.
Yeah, certainly too many for just only 10.2 overs gone, Andrew.
Another good tight delivery, bang on target on that off stump. I think he's learnt his lesson as well, because in the first over he bowled, he was that channel just on the off stump, just outside, and then strayed on the leg stump and was punished as he was hit down to that mid-wicket area. I think he's learnt his lesson, Larry Babb, so he's attacking Payne on or about that off stump. One, will he come back for the second? I don't think he will. Of course, he's got Marillion, a heavy-set man. But this has been a good comeback by Barbados. The rate is well over 10. It's now 12.21. The current rate is 7.22. And with Africa Moore, Cornelius, Bernard, Boston, and Mason to come, I think Barbados will feel they've got a good chance here, but you never know. Cricket is a funny game. That's gone wide. And they'll get one. Will they come back for the second? No, they won't. Fielder making good ground to his right. That looks like good in. And I suppose under normal circumstances they would have gotten two, but you've got to consider that Marillion is a man well over 200 pounds or more. Very heavy man. So Babb has been spot on. Last ball of his over, last ball of his spell, and would want not to concede a boundary here. Well, will they get a second? No, they won't. Good work by Babb. This has been a good spell by Babb. The first time he's bowled in the tournament, and he's finished with 4 overs, no betters, none for 21, and came into the attack and was able to pull the Antigua side back. So we've now completed a situation where 11 overs are gone. It's now 79 for 3.
Indeed, a very good spell by Larry Babb, the senior statesman in the side, also the coach of the police team. But he came into the attack. From early, he was spot on. One of 2 wides, but really a spell has been a good one. Accurate most of the time, especially to the left-hander, bowling that nice line, taking the ball across him. So good work today for Larry Babb.
Looks as if he's going to go off the field now as well, Larry. Oh, is he? Where is he going? He's actually gone down to that short third man area. Larry Babb, man from St. Lucie, Barbados' only female parish. Hello to our friends in St. Lucie. Deep in rural Barbados. Are you a St. Lucie man?
I'm a St. Michael man.
You're a St. Michael man. All right.
Close to town, or capital, Bridgetown.
Fair enough. All right, so we're going to have the first sign of spin. And that is influenced because the Pacers have done well on this pitch. And it's going to be interesting to see how Stefan Gooden goes against Payne, who can bat left-hander. And I think it's an important cog in Antigua and Barbados' wheel here. So we start over number 12. Just a single the first ball, so good start for Gooden. So Derek Murillion is the batsman. So they require 111 from 53 balls at a rate of 12.57. Wayward down the leg side. Wide is called by umpire Sheena Welch. Another wide. And so far the police will have to be careful about this. They've now conceded as many as 12 wides. Very well played indeed. They'll get two, I would imagine. Coming back for that second. And they're applauding Murillion for being able to come back for the second. He's a big man. But there are always two there. As they went a long way down to third man, as Gooden was a tad short. But importantly, it's not conceding the boundary. It's important. Very well bowled indeed. That was given lots of air. Beautiful flight. Couldn't put it away. So 3 balls gone, just 4 runs scored so far. Gooden would want to finish strongly in the other hand. Antigua and Barbados looking for some runs there. That's too short. But importantly, just conceding 1. So Payne is the batsman, and he's on 33 from 37 balls. That rate continues to climb. Big swing, good stop by Babb. Inside the circle. Had that gone past him, it might have gone for 4 from that short third man area. So Gooden has only conceded 6 in the over, but 1 ball to come. And we've seen on several occasions the boundary coming from the last ball, as was the case when Seal bowled. So can he keep the batsman quiet? We shall see. One, will he come back for the second? Surely will. So they got 2 from the last ball. Gooden conceding 8 from the over. We've now completed 12, and it's 83 for 3. So how do you read the game now? How do you read it now?
So far, the Barbados team, to me, still slightly in front. Run rate keeps climbing. That's the important thing. No boundaries are coming. A mix over from Stefan Gooden, but the important thing, they're keeping the boundaries down.
Yeah, that's important. So it looks as if it's going to be Rashid Padmore to come back into the attack now. One that many people thought should have been called to trials. You would have called him?
Certainly, he had a magnificent season.
Yeah.
A bit unfortunate,
Yeah.
but you know, that's way above my pay grade, Andrew.
Agreed. I want to see him get a bit fitter, though. You know, I'm big on fitness. I think he can get a bit fitter. So important to be fit in cricket. And I think generally in the Caribbean, we don't seem to believe in that. So we're going to start over number 13. So the equation 104 to get from 48 balls. The rate is exactly 13. So some work for Antigua and Barbados to do here. Here's Padmore to bowl his third. Lovely pitch to bowl on. Good pace. Even bounce. Sure, it's a fast bowler's dream, really. Can you imagine Michael Holden, Andy Roberts on this pitch? Oh, they'll enjoy it. Good work again in the cover area. Good start for Padmore. Payne didn't get his timing right. And his strike rate has dropped. It's now down to 85. He's faced 40 balls for 34. Just one. So good start to the over from Padmore.
Looks a lot better bowling from this end, Andrew. I suspect that the bottom end might have been a bit too free for him. But he looks a lot better bowling from this end, which is the northern end.
And this is the end that I think the fast bowler should bowl from too. It looks as if it's one that will give a bit more pace as well. He's going to bowl to Derek Marillion. That's a poor delivery and pulled away. Will it have the legs to get there? It does. Wow. Banged in short, pulled away, down to backward square. He went with a short delivery before, and I think he might have been surprised that Molina was able to pull him. And he's now decided to bowl a different length, fuller, and a bit more pace as well. Good comeback. So one to come from this over. Looking to close out the last over. And he certainly does. Bang into the pitch. Good pace. And Marillion couldn't get back onto that. So we've now had 13 done and dusted. It's 92 for 3. So that rate continues to climb, Donovan. 14.14. 99 to get from 42 balls.
Certainly. It's going to be a real uphill task if the Antigua and Barbados side are going to get up at 191. No boundaries come in, with the exception of the one before of Padmore. But for most of the overs so far, they've gone the ones, maybe twos, but the boundaries are really not coming, and they're going to need some boundaries to keep get that run rate going downward.
Yeah, you're right. I think Padmore was maybe a bit surprised that he was pulled away, because I think they reckon that Marillion is not that good to the deliveries that are not full, the shorter deliveries, but he pulled out a good shot. That's gone away. Poor delivery. And he punctures on that. Too short. And pulled away down to that mid-wicket area. So a good start here for Antigua and Barbuda.
This is short and asking for the treatment. He certainly got what he deserved. A bad ball by Stefan Gooden.
It was a nothing delivery, really. It was a long hop and pulled away. Go try and get his length right. Payne has been very patient. And he bowls him. Big swing and a miss. Gooden strikes. The opening batsman departs for 39. And further trouble now for the Antigua and Barbuda side. In over number 14, they're now 96 for 4. Played right across that, looking to swing for the hills there and loses his off stump. A much better length employed by Gooden, and it means that Payne departs for 39.
Seems to be a little bit slower as well.
Yeah, it was, yes. I think he was deceived by the change of pace. Now Siobhan Moore comes to do battle. I'm told that he plays for Antigua and Barbuda, the national side. And I'm told that he can bat a bit. Africa to come, followed by Cornelius, Bernard, Boston, and Mason. So the equation now 95 to get from 40 balls. The rate has gone to 14.25. Here's Gooden. So a good comeback after bowling a rank long hop. Had they been alert, they might have gotten an overthrow there, as Padmore's throw was over the bowler's head. Just a single. And again, keeper not getting the best service. These guys are tired too. I mean, they've played almost every day. And I'm sure that Barbados will welcome the rest tomorrow. Last ball of the over. Gooden will want to finish strongly here. He's bowling to Moore. And he does finish very strongly indeed after conceding a boundary of the first ball of the over. We've now completed 14, and it's 98 for 4, which means that the equation, Antigua and Barbuda require 93 from 36 balls, and that rate has gone over 15. It's now 15.50, so it's climbing.
And climbing and keep climbing, Andrew. The Barbadian bowlers are making it difficult for the Antigua and Barbuda batsmen. They're bowling, for most parts, pretty decent lines, pretty decent lengths, and no one can get really going. Payne, who scored 36, it was, I think, he had looked pretty good, but with him gone now, I have my doubts. They even finding anyone who can take them along from here.
Well, Rashid Padmore will bowl his last over. Hit in the air, catch taken. Well, of course, Kadeem Aline is a wonderful cricketer, lots of talent. Swung away down towards that long on area. Simple catch to a young man, and he gobbles it further trouble for Gaston Brown's men. Things are looking brown for them as Barbados get another wicket. A ball that was short outside the off stump, and he swung it down towards long on. Good catch taken, keeping his eyes on the ball, and it means that Meridian has got to go. Further trouble for Antigua and Barbuda. It's 98 for 5 as Meridian departs for 21. So let me remind you that there are games on tomorrow. I'm just double checking with Ms. Prescott, who has been a wonderful servant. Can you just tell me the games on tomorrow? Right here at Lair's. Just tell me. 10 o'clock after this delivery. Good pace by Padmore. Not a run scored. So tomorrow, 10 o'clock. BVI versus Trinidad and Tobago. At 2, Grenada versus Antigua. And at Woodbourne, Cayman Islands versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you very much indeed. So there's cricket tomorrow. Bolden! Bang on target. Africa goes. Padmore celebrates. And the Antigua and Barbuda side in all kinds of contortions here. They are in big, big trouble. They're now 98 for 6.
And that one was full and straight. Batsman now coming into bat. No foot movement will come into play. Obviously not Sahel. And the perfect delivery from Padmore. Full, straight, he missed. And Padmore was in business.
Yeah, well, Africa takes that long walk back to Africa. Oh my golly. Big man he is. Seems as if he eats a lot of dukan and saltfish there. I think that's the national dish. I was told that by Sweeney, who was our scorer. Hello to all of our friends in Antigua and Barbuda. Of course, Mr. Colin James. Know him very well. Still struggling to win a seat in All Saints. Colin, the commissioner, I think, of sports says he's been locked on. Hello to Sandy Roberts, who called me very early in the morning. Hello, Sandy. How are you? Sir Curtly Ambrose. Sir Richie Richardson, the national hero, of course. The greatest of them all. Wonderful man. Sir Vivian Richards. Here we go. Tariq Mason comes out to bat. That's a good name to have, Mason. And Padmore looking for more blood. She's really come back very well, Padmore. He's picked up 3 for 22 now. Lovely action. He's got a bit of pace as well. And bowling from the right end, the northern end.
Certainly looks well. I bet, Andrew, if you check take a look at your family tree, you all might be related.
Yeah, my father did, in fact, travel to Antigua and Barbuda. So it's Tariq Mason. Good name to have. Just a single. So 1 ball left in Rashid Padmore's over. The final ball in his spell. 3 overs and 5 balls. 3 for 23. And he's really come back very well, Padmore. Just a single. So good spell from Rashid Padmore. 4 overs, no better than 3 for 24. And he's certainly done his work. The 100 has come up with the board for Antigua and Barbuda. But the problem is that there are only 6 overs left now. And make that 5 overs left now. The rate has gone to 18.20. So the equation, they require 91 from 30 balls. A tough assignment.
Certainly a very good spell from Padmore. Was on target. He was pacey as well, and he really was impressive today. As you said, in my opinion, bowling from the correct end. Scoring rate keeps going up. A difficult task here, almost impossible for the Antigua and Barbados side.
Here's Gooden to start his third over with his off breaks. And Siobhan Moore, with the experience of playing for Antigua and Barbuda, I'm told he's an all-rounder. This has been a tremendous comeback by Barbados. Scoring rate was good at the start, the first 3 or 4 overs, but they've pulled it back nicely. Well, that's a big one. Big, big one. Hit high over that position of wide long on. And that, I think, is as a result of giving the ball a bit of air. As he did when he bowled in the super over, just bowled it flat.
Yeah, normally he pushes it through.
Yep, he does.
He's very effective when he does that. This one, as you said.
And that's
again,
also the first 6 as well.
Oh, well done. A little bit of air. And it's been gone for a good-looking shot over mid-wicket.
I think he got very cute there and floated that, and Moore gave him the treatment. I'm sure he's going to pull this one down. Let's see the response. No. Gives it a bit more air. And that's going to skid out towards the boundary. That's gone away. Well. Wide long on. 110 for 6. I thought he bowled poorly in the game, in that over, super over, giving the ball here. Let's see what he does here again. Well, he's gone up with a lot of air, but this time floated outside the line of the off stump. So he's going to bowl his last ball of his third over. It's been in the context of the innings, it's been a pretty expensive over. He's going to bowl to Mason, who's got 1. So that completes the over from Gooden. How many did in fact come from that over? 12 came from the over. 16 done. It's 112 for 6. The equation, 79 to get from 24 balls, and the rate has gone to 19.75. So let me remind you, the action continues tomorrow. The games to be streamed tomorrow will be from this ground. Leslin, BVI versus TNT, and where is that? At Lears, 10 o'clock. Grenada versus Antigua, here, 2 o'clock. And at Woodbourne, Cayman Islands versus St. Vincent, that game is going to be at what time? 2 o'clock. All right, and then, of course, we're going to have the semifinals at Weymouth on Saturday. And then the big finals at Kensington Oval on Monday, the region's Mecca. Lovely atmosphere here at the Lears ground. Of course, in Lears, St. Michael. Stone throw away from St. Thomas, from St. George. So the action will continue. And it's going to be Kadeem Aline. Looks like a wounded warrior. He's got some plaster on his fingers. And he starts over number 17. He's going to bowl to Mason, who's got 2. Just a single. Interesting approach to the wicket coming from Aline. jogging up now. Here we go. Not the smooth run that we're accustomed to. Very good fielding in the cover area. Wonderful work. Is that the captain?
Yes, it is.
Leading by example. Had that gone through, it might have gone pretty close to the extra cover boundary. The fielder on the boundary would have had a run to his right, but a good work by the captain.
Oh, gosh. Tough watch.
Will they come back for the second here? No, they won't. That would have been a stupendous catch had the captain pulled it off at cover. Big drive. So far, it's been a pretty quiet over. Captain is happy to concede the single. He's at extra cover on the edge of the circle. Singles won't win it for Antigua and Barbuda. 2 balls left in the over. That goes outside the off stump with a bit more pace on it. Very good bowling. Good game for Aline. Batted very well. And now will want to finish strongly. He's been very economical. He's just conceded 10 runs. Just a single. Very good over indeed from Kadeem Allen, a talented cricketer. And at the end of over number 17, it's 116 for 6. The equation now 75 to get from 18 balls. That rate has gone to 25. Oh, I'm told it's Barbuda and not Barbuda. Barbuda. All right, you got to get it right. Okay. Where are you from in Antigua? Where are you from? Your country? Painters. All right. But I hope I got the pronunciation of painters right. Is it painters? Painters. All right. And you're quite prepared to paint me in criticism. But of course, my response is that fear of criticism is the kiss of death in the courtship of achievement. Here we go. Here's Seal back into the attack. French cut, Chinese cut, take your pick. So what do we have now? 117 for 6. 17 balls are left. 74 runs to get. The rate is 26.12. And Darius Seal is back. Bowling to Mason. Happy to concede the single. So they decided not to go with the long off. They mid off is deepish, conceding the single. But the 2 men on the offside make that 3, saving 1. Just a single. Pulled away down to mid-wicket. The task is almost impossible. They need now to bring Sir Vivian Richards out of retirement and Richie Richardson. Sir Richie Richardson to win this. Barbados having the confidence to have the mid-off and not the long off. Just a single. So 120 for 6. We're into over number 18. There are 2 balls left. The light is not the best, but we shall prevail. I suppose one can say it's no sunshine, but it's really, I suppose, shining in Barbados here. They've been able to pull it back. And then in several parts, I mean, they were scoring quickly, but they were losing wickets. I thought the performance of the former captain, Sargent, was crucial to get them up to 190, a score that you really should defend. Just a single. Ball was in there for quite a long time. So it's 121 for 6. And Seal completes another over. 18 done and dusted. 70 to get from 12 balls. The rate is 35. Well, I'm going to leave it to Joel Manning to deliver the final rights. Barbados are into the semifinals. And let me remind you that the action continues tomorrow. We're going to be streaming from here. Then, of course, situation is that we've got the big semifinals at Weymouth on Saturday. Then we get a break. We welcome that break. We're going to go to church on Sunday. And then, of course, the big finals at the region's Mecca. So I'll just do this first ball before Joel Manning comes a call-in. And he will certainly deliver the final right. So I leave you. Thank you very much indeed for being with us on the stream. It's 122 for 6, 69 to get from 11. More from you, and then it's going to be our good friend, Joel Manning.
Certainly, the Barbadian side certainly large and in charge here. Quite impossible for the Antigua and Barbuda side to get up to this total. Really impressive from the Barbados Police Service as we welcome back Joel, who's going to take you to the end. This one is punched down to long off, and they're back for the second. Joel, welcome back.
A pleasure to be back. Well, things in the favor of Barbados. We questioned who they would favor at sunset, and it's looking to be Barbados. Certainly pull things back well after the start. That Antigua and Barbuda were able to get. I think just winding down, the sun already set pretty much. A good-looking shot and a good result for them. But you may have to think maybe a little too late, given what is required at the moment.
Certainly, good-looking shot, but as you said, little too late. This game is all done and dusted here, and the Barbados side, no doubt, will be going through to the playoffs.
Certainly been a wonderful performance for them. When you looked at the start that Antigua and Barbuda were able to get, they were 50 for 3, 75 for 3 after 10. You really told yourself that they were still in the hunt for things. That one's gone. That's cleared everything. That's big.
Yes, indeed, that one struck powerfully back over the bowler's head for 6. But Joel, it was a case, as you see here, that one up in the slot, and it got the treatment. It was a case, Joel, where the Barbadians were losing wickets but scoring quickly, and after in the back end, they got some quick runs to get them up to 190. So they had the momentum going in to the second half, and they went along with that momentum and they obviously bowl pretty well. All of the bowlers, a few here or there with a few extras, but nevertheless, for the most part, they bowl pretty beautifully.
1 over left in this match. 6 balls, 54 runs. That tells us that it's impossible. And at the end of it, Barbados would have come out to the victors, 191, proving to be too much for the Antigua and Barbuda side. So 6 legal deliveries away from the sweet taste of victory for the Barbados Police Service. On the back of 2 losses, they would certainly welcome this result. A result which would guarantee them a place in the Final 4 on Saturday. It's certainly been a pleasure having all who have joined us. Just winding down. A matter of simple formalities at this moment. 52 required. We can forget that. Let's look at the balls remaining. 4 balls to go until we close the curtains on this doubleheader. A beautiful Thursday in Barbados, another beautiful day of action in the Regional Police Cricket Tournament. Spoiling what has been a perfect day for Albert. Going through him, and we certainly hope that no damage was done to him as he went down. 4 byes. Signaled by the umpire. Final 2 deliveries now. And Barbados, they're happy. Barbados' supporters, they're happy as well. They expected a lot from their side. And today their side have delivered. That looked nice. Beautiful hook shot. And 4 runs to Antigua and Barbuda.
Short delivery, asking for the treatment. One too many bumpers, so to speak. And this one was eventually, the batsman made some connection and it sped away for 4.
It was well hooked by the batter. It got up high. Kept it down. And found its way to the boundary. A search party is looking for that one. But at this stage, with 44 runs required, any ball could be bowled. Just need 1 delivery to complete things here. It could be a volleyball, it could be a beach ball, it could be a tennis ball, any ball to get things closed here. So the final delivery, and what has been another lovely day of cricketing in action. The ball in the hand of Darian Seal. The final rights, and with it, it reads, the Barbados are in to the semi-finals of the Regional Police Cricket Tournament.
Certainly they came here today, both teams having to win to qualify, but the Barbados Police Service, after losing the 2 previous games, would imagine really wanted to win this one and do well. They came together as a unit. They were good in the batting. They got up to 190 thanks to a fine knock from Kadeem Aline, also Dario Sargent, who played a vital innings I think for 40, he made 43. But in all, it was a good team effort from the Barbados side. The bowling was a lot better than we've seen in previous games, and no doubt they will be happy, both management and players, that they've gone over the line in this one and have made it into the final four.
Chasing 191 for victory, all Antigua and Barbuda could muster was 139 for 6 in their 20 overs. It got off to a good start with Payne. He got to 39 off of 43. Lost an early wicket in Marsley. He went without troubling the scores. And from there, it was Jones. He went for 19. Gerald, none. Marillion went for 21. Siobhan Moore, 24 not out. Linden Africa didn't trouble the scores. And the other not out batsman was Tariq Mason, 21 from 17 deliveries. In terms of the bowling figures for Barbados, the pick of the bowlers was Rashid Padmore. He got things going well for them. He picked up 3 for 24, 2 wickets as well for Kadeem Aline and 1 for Stefan Gooding, none for Ramon Harewood, none for Larry Babb, or none for Darren Seal. But all in all, it was a brilliant bowling effort and a brilliant bowling performance from them. Now a look at the updated points tables at the end of this game. Well, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they're out front with 16 points. Grenada on 12. Barbados have slid now into third on 12. And Trinidad and Tobago as well on 12 points. So those 4 teams are the ones that will be kicking off in the semi-final come Saturday. Still another day of action, and that is tomorrow, a doubleheader here at Lears, and in one game going down at Werburn. But all in all, a fantastic day of cricket, a fantastic day of action comes to an end. So just to tell you what happened again, Barbados, they batted first and got 190 for 9. And in reply, Antigua and Barbuda, well, 147 for 6. Beautiful scenes here at Lears. Joy on the faces of all who have come out to watch this cricketing action. So that's it for us from Lears. Until tomorrow, goodbye and good night.